What's going on, everybody? I am Hollywood Raw TV, and I would like to welcome you guys back to another episode, a thrilling, enthralling, and honest episode of No Neutral. First and foremost, I want to give a big shout out to Nanai and of course my guys, Team No Motion over there in Japan, holding it down for us on the Capcom Fighters Japan channel. Guys, this past week was actually ridiculous, man. You know, Brian, I think there was something pretty interesting that happened in the Balrog community, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you might be onto something here, Rob. And listen, let me tell the people what's going on here. All right, 2009, we had a guiding light in the Balrog army. We had one scrub to show us the way, but those evil top eights, he couldn't carry that title scrub no longer. He had to change his name to represent his people. We had PR Balrog showing us how to throw down with our man Balrog the Boxer. And for a time, things were good. Then 2016 comes around. The Balrog Nation doesn't know where to go, doesn't know where to turn. Some of us went to Cali, some of us went just our own separate ways. Until late November, when Balrog comes as DLC, and he is garbage. Season 1 Balrog comes out, garbage. No frame traps, no plus frames, no conversions, all charge moves. Until Season 2, and Capcom gave us the novel. The novel was the Season 2 patch notes for Balrog, and it was all buffs. I mean, you really had to have a degree to break down how many buffs he got that season. And that's when the Balrog army took off. We were tapping our way to top 8s. We were led by the mayor of Duff City himself, Smug the Beast, showing us the way. Many of us tried and failed along the way. Didn't quite make it. I tried myself. Got far, but didn't quite make it. And for a time, things were good. But then we were punished. We were unjustly punished for our Season 2 tapping ways in Season 3. And things were not looking good. It was a dark time. But now, throughout all the unjust, undignified, and vilification that the Balrog army has had to deal with, one man woke up Tuesday to see before his top 8, before his top 16, before his entire bracket run, that once again, Balrog was the subject of nerfs. Season 5 Capcom gives the dash straight the -4. Maybe we memed it one too many times, and they decided it was a bit too powerful. They decided that the throw in the corner a bit too strong. The nerfs came, but one man sat down, looked at his bracket, looked at his character, and decided that it was time for Capcom Cup to have a Balrog main once again. That man is Nero the Boxer. Congratulations, Nero, on qualifying for Capcom Cup through South America West and dominating fashion, and once again being a guiding light to Balrog mains everywhere. I mean, it's been a long time coming. We have been fighting hard, right? We've been vilified for how we played this game. And finally, we have someone rep it in Capcom Cup. I mean, Rob, you got to admit, for all the hate we get, the results weren't there. They were not there for a long time. And finally, we have someone who did it.
Brian, before I even respond, that was beautiful, bro. I mean, it was so eloquent. It was so heartfelt. And to be completely honest, it was moving. And I think they have a word for that. BS. Demagoguery, I think might be even more accurate. Because you know what, Brian, you have a way with words. But one thing that I did not hear was Balrog is OP. And at the end of the day, bro, that's what it's looking like. Maybe that's an exaggeration. Maybe that's hyperbole. I will say,
listen,
actually,
it was all skill. It was all skill. And
it was.
Nero the Boxer has actually been one of my favorite Balrog players for a long time. People might know I kind of post his tech, and I like to learn from him a lot. So shout out to Nero once again. I mean, all hyperbole aside, he came out and he did his thing in this bracket. Bro. And I just love the way he plays because he really represents that sort of like good mix between that solid, safe approach, but knows when to turn it up. And I mean, that's what Balrog excels at, right? Because that's what he gets vilified for. He kind of has that extra little sauce if you really want to turn it up, and he knows that perfect balance very well.
What did you think about, like, one thing I was surprised about, which for one, Nero, freaking amazing, bro. I really love this Balrog. I even love the costume choice, bro. The hot pink suit. Oh man, that's beautiful. If I use Rog, I probably would use that color. It actually looks pretty goddamn Hollywood. But one thing that surprised Big Hollywood was the fact that he was going with V skill 1 sometimes with his V trigger 2. I feel like I don't usually see that. It's usually either V skill 1, V trigger 1, because you want to go to the dash punches and have the high-low mix up. And of course, the overhead activation and stuff like that applies to both. But what did you think of him actually going for the that V skill and V trigger combination? I'm not used to seeing you use that at least.
Oh, well, I use it in certain matchups. I think it makes sense against characters where you just need that extra oomph to crack them open. V skill 1, V trigger 1 is really good for dash punch extensions and chasing people down. So if you got to chase people across the screen or characters where you really want to dash punch from a distance.
Isn't it better?
Yeah, V skill 1 gives you the Oki, so it's definitely really good with V skill 2, V trigger 2. It's definitely usable. I think Balrog is one of those characters who's kind of blessed to kind of mix and match almost any combination. I still think V skill 2, V trigger 1 is the worst one, but pretty much any other combination you can really use depending on where your mindset is and the player. Because to me, you pick V trigger 2 based on the player more than the matchup. Like some people just lose their minds when you have a command grab, right?
Yeah.
So he definitely knew when to mix it up, and you can see him mixing those choices up. Like in his setting at Sionko, he used I believe V skill 1, V trigger 2 against G. And then when he switched to Birdie, he used all V skill 1, V trigger 1. And speaking of that match, that was the most important match of the tournament in my mind, because that's the only match in this bracket really where I think Balrog had a bad match. Balrog's always been that character who has always been like kind of up there, never like dominating the meta, maybe in season 2 a bit, but he was always held back by I think having a few bad matchups of popular characters. So G, I definitely think is a bad matchup for Rog. Birdie can be very troubling too. But once he got over that match, I think this bracket was looking prime for a Rog victory, because he went on to play against Frozen in the winners and grand finals, and he took both those sets, I believe 3-1, and Nash and Kage, they're just like, it's an uphill battle, right? I think Kage can sort of fight Rog, but Nash, I mean, if you're in winners finals, grand finals, winner side going up against a Nash to qualify for Capcom Cup, I think you have a great shot. And this is kind of one of those situations where, luck is when preparation and opportunity meet, right? So Nero, he prepared and the opportunity was there, and he capitalized thoroughly and took this tournament in dominating fashion.
Brian, I could not have said it better myself, bro. My God, Nero definitely looked amazing there. I love the quote before the match with him and Young Ho. He was like, "Yo, me and Young Ho, we put in a ton of work into this game, a whole lot of studying, but I have the better foundation. Sorry." And I'm not adding that sorry myself. At the end of his statement, it's like comma space, sorry, period. It was beautiful, man. And honestly, I feel like he proved his point. You can't really argue. If I'm not mistaken, it was 3-1. So he handled him pretty convincingly.
It was 3-0. It was 3-0. It was 3-0, and like I said, that is a tough matchup. It's winnable, of course.
I don't understand why Young Ho with Birdie, some of those V Trigger 2 activations were mind-boggling to me. Like he was actually activating right in his face when it was.
He seemed stressed.
Yeah, those V. I'm like, I know he's strong enough to know that it must have been just like a mental issue.
I think that's what Nero does, like beyond just the mechanics, which is what I like from him. He knows when to overextend because, I know Balrog pretty well, right? So when I'm looking at Nero and the way he plays, he's not just playing that like frame perfect game. So I was thoroughly impressed with this entire bracket run, and he won it in dominating fashion. So once again, I am thrilled to finally have Balrog back in Capcom Cup. I mean, Smug, I gotta say, you've been doing work, but you've been more on the G side of things. Maybe this will inspire you to come back to some Balrog, do some more Balrog work. So I will be taking notes, and I will be stealing all the tech like I always have been. So once again, shout out to Nero, and I am looking forward to how you perform at Capcom Cup 2021. It's going to be a blast to see you play.
And man, as excited as we both are about Capcom Cup, I mean, who wouldn't be with all of the amazing play that we've seen thus far? Something just outside of Capcom Cup. No CPT points on the line, but there was a whole lot of pride on the line. Everybody's eyes were on Red Bull Kumite London this past weekend. Oh my goodness, bro. I think, where do we even want to start, man? I mean,
offline Street Fighter V. I mean, that's where you got to begin. Offline.
Yeah.
Before the event even began, the hype was building. That's what we kind of missed, was the mingling of the different scenes and the international communities. And we mentioned it last time, right? We've been like dogs on a leash, right? We're barking at each other because the tension has been building between these different communities. Like we've been seeing Idom and Punk doing work in the USA. We've seen Tokido cooking with Urian, with the UK boys, Hurricane, and all of them doing work with Salt Mine League. And so we've just been waiting for these different groups to come together to really see who is the best. So that tension had built up, and I mean the drama. I mean that's what it is, right? Red Bull Kumite, it's not CPT. It's not meant to be like, I would say, the most competitive format, because let's be real here, it's single elim, top 8.
Whoa,
it's like these group
Brian,
stages.
let me hop in.
It's meant to be drama. It's meant to be pure competition, put the players in uncomfortable situations and see who comes out on top that day. And I mean, that's a recipe for entertainment, I think.
Bro, you're speaking nothing but facts as far as like the drama and everything. But I gotta say, bro, as far as that format, I feel like that is one of the best tournament formats I had ever seen, bar none.
I mean, I liked it.
The group stage, bro, round robin. So you got to play, one is randomly seeded. So, hey, you got to play whoever it is. And then it's round robin. Everyone plays everyone in the first to two. And then off of that, only 2 players from each group makes top 8. Of course, there's 4 groups. Then you get into top 8, and then it's immediately, as you said, single elimination, bro. First to 3. And then if you win, it's first to 4 for the next one, and then in grand finals it's finally first to 5. But first and foremost, let's take it all the way back. I want to give a big shout out to the EU for representing their turf phenomenally. The main players that I want to give a big shout out for, because of course there's some players where like Luffy and Problem, who we already knew that they were gonna put in work, like that Phenom, we already knew. But how about players like even my man AKA Jones did his thing. But then even going up the list, you know, as far as who even performed even better, Hurricane versus Tokido, bro.
Clean.
He shut it all down with everything on the line. He is the one. Let's not get it confused. He sent Tokido home.
Mm-hmm. He did.
It was actually whoever won that match with those out of those 2. That's who was actually gonna make it into the top 8. The other one got sent home, man. And Tokido's Urien is looking phenomenal. I don't like the fact that some people are thinking, oh, why didn't Tokido pick Akuma? Tokido knows what he's doing, man. Try to play Tokido's Urien if you want to, man. It's right. Phenomenal. High Fight told me he picks Urien because his win rate is higher. He studied it, and his win rate is higher with Urien. So clearly, he brought his stick and he brought his
Yeah, everyone was complaining. He kind of dual wielded the arcade sticks. The stick is for Akuma, the hitbox is for Urien. Yeah. And everyone's like, why did you bring that entire stick if you weren't even going to use Akuma the whole event? I'm sure there's some matchups he was planning to potentially use Akuma for, but they never came up, right? So he went in. That wasn't like a fluke decision or a last second, like, screw it, let me do Urien.
He
came in with a plan. That was his plan, yeah. And so it wasn't a nerfed Tokido. It wasn't a rusty Tokido. That was prep prime Tokido doing his best against world-class players like Hurricane, who is now undoubtedly at that level. Because, like you mentioned, you don't win 1,000 Salt Mine Leagues in a row against world-class competition, the best in Europe, without actually being at that level. You just don't. You no longer have this gray area of saying, but it's online. Stop it. It's over. You got to admit that the people who are consistently winning in these environments have the skills. But, we're talking about Hurricane. We're gassing him up. I think we're forgetting one European competitor here.
Please.
The man himself, Mr. Crimson, the Dawson extraordinaire, the champion of Red Bull Kumite, taking out the best of the best. I mean, what can I say besides EU is not free?
Oh man, straight up, bro. I mean, what he showed. Let's put it out there like this, bro. You can't. The way this format was, you couldn't get a lucky path. Just off the group stage in itself, you can't really just get one decent win. Every group is super stacked. And let's talk about his journey. First and foremost, he's going up against Gachikun. Him and Gachikun had a match to see who was gonna get eliminated and who was gonna make top 8. He smoked Gachikun. A Capcom Cup, I want to say 2018 champion in Rashid versus Dawson. He did him dirty. Then he goes into top 8. It's hard for me to even call. I'll say this, on any regular tournament that wasn't this amazing, this would have easily been the most dramatic match. And it may have been, but I think grand finals might have been the most dramatic match, to be honest. But one of them, an instant classic pop-off, Punk the God, arguably the best player on earth, going up against Mr. Crimson. We got to lay the backstory a little bit, Brian. There was a whole lot of, I don't know where the trash talk started or whatever, but leading into that, they already had a first to 10 that they had on stream. Punk destroyed him, talked all kind of trash.
It was free.
It was bad. He did him dirty with punishing limbs and everything. There was some trash talk between them in the team tournaments a little bit.
Well, even before that, it was I think it was the tweets that sealed the deal for that. So they did a little Strive exhibition where Mr. Crimson won, and I think Mr. Crimson's a bit more familiar with Guilty Gear than Punk. So he said he just mentioned, casually how maybe someone can teach Punk how to play some Guilty Gear.
Which he's talking trash. Which he is talking trash.
He's talking trash.
Yes.
I think, in a friendly environment, because it's a game that's not out, so I don't think anyone really cares right now, right?
Exactly.
But Punk, I don't think he took it too kindly. Responded back, well, it's been 6 years of Street Fighter V. Who's going to teach you to not be a bot anymore, right? That's bot. Replace bot with
Punk.
whatever.
That's fire.
Replace bot with whatever derogatory term you want to use for someone who's not skilled at a game, right? That's Punk's term for scrub. And so I think it was kind of building up from this, and then that all boiled over into that first match of top 8 where Punk was already looking a little shaky because he barely qualified. First of all, we got to mention that the group stages were brutal because they're the 4 people in one group. It comes down to not only your individual matches that you win, the sets, it's about the game count. Punk had to beat Phenom 2-0 to make it out of his group. He had to win 2-0. If he won 2-1, Kawano, who had a great record and beat Punk early on in the set, Kawano would have advanced. So that whole group, you look at the group with Smug, Kawano, Phenom, and Punk. Really, Smug is the guy who saved Punk there because he took a game off both Phenom and Kawano in that group stage to make the records work out the way they did. So Punk came out actually first place based on game record because of that, winning 2-0 in the other games and the losing 2-0.
And that's clutch, being able to beat Phenom 2-0 when you need to beat him 2-0.
You could see the nerves. You could see he was shaking. So Punk was already
there was tears in his eyes, man. Like that.
It
that guy wanted to win.
He means a lot to him. So that boiled over. I think it's a lot to handle for Punk. Punk kind of, I think he set himself up for a dramatic situation, to come out barely qualifying. Yeah. The nerves are high, and then to have to go into a match where it's pride on the line, and then Mr. Crimson, what can I say? He said, you have to respect me now. That's
man. He did his thing, man. Like, he ended up beating Punk 3-1 after he goes and gets the big win on Punk. The classic handshake pop-off. He goes up against Luffy in one of the best matches I ever seen as well, bro. And I literally mean that. One of the greatest matches that I ever seen.
Unstoppable force versus unmovable object.
Luffy's
they
offense,
were just
bro.
They were clashing. It was insane.
Luffy had jumped 3 times. He might dash 3 times right in your face. But it was all, of course, you know what? F that, Brian. Straight up, bro. Forget that. I was about to say it's all calculated. Look, it's not always going to be completely perfectly calculated, bro. That's not how fighting games go.
You got to get messy.
Luffy
knows that.
Bro.
Luffy knows how to gamble. That's what the character is. He talks about it all the time. He's won with other styles, right? That's not how Rose played. Rose is more of a checkmate kind of character in Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 5 Mika is not about that. It's about the scramble. It's about the gamble. It's about forcing the guesses over and over with the risk reward in your favor. And Luffy is very transparent about that. He talks about that all the time, about how he's taking risks. He's like, I know this is dumb, but what am I gonna do? Am I gonna outfootsie you? Am I gonna sit here and poke you to death? Why would I do that when my pokes lead to 60 damage max and your pokes lead to a confirmed to corner carry to free throw pressure, right? I gotta get in, I gotta mix it up, and I'm playing Dalsim. Take the risk. Dalsim's punish game is what is weak about him, right? His keep away game and his rush down game are what is strong, right? It's like the middle ground. Like, people talk about him as a zoner. No, he's a hybrid keep away and rush down character. It's the middle ground where he doesn't have the strong punishes or the poke confirms, which is where he's weakened, which means you can go aggressive in those areas to try to get more damage. You need to play the numbers game against him. If you try to play safe and solid, and listen, that's something I did for a long time, and Balrog smokes Dalsim, it's a dumb thing to do. Go ham. And Luffy knows that. He went ham, and that's where you saw the focus. Talk about nerves. I think Mr. Crimson, he was so just deadly focused this event. I don't know how he kept it together in that Luffy set leading up into the grand finals to have that same killer mentality and not crack under the pressure.
And by the time he's in that grand finals, man, he's already conquered so many demons. He's already accomplished so much. And I feel like to a degree he's playing with house money. And I don't say that to downplay him whatsoever, because he earned that. Even getting up to that spot, I'm already like, yo, Mr. Crimson, you are amazing. You are OD. You are the story of this tournament. But was that enough for Mr. Crimson? Was that enough for the new free agent, actually, Mr. Crimson? No, it was not, because he goes up against Adam. Adam is he's a robot, bro. And we seen it even in that match. it came down to, I mean, they're just trading blows back and forth. Idom has all of the experience in the world.
Also to mention, Idom, he beat Mr. Crimson in the group stage 2-0. So let's not, they were in the same group. That's why they were on opposite sides of the bracket. Idom beat Mr. Crimson 2-0, Laura Dawson group stages. On the way back, you know, so he probably felt comfortable a little bit. It's just that Mr. Crimson played that well. I was shocked. I thought, I'm going to be honest, I thought Idom was going to steamroll. And even F-Word on commentary was like, let me be transparent. It's going to be an uphill battle for Mr. Crimson. I think most people counted Mr. Crimson as the underdog here, but he kept it toe-to-toe with Idom all the way to the final game, final round. And in that final round, I thought it was over because you know what Idom did?
There was that EX Fireball combo?
The trade combo. Mr. Crimson did EX Fireball, 2 hits on the Fireball. Idom does EX Elbow through it. Somehow it connects. The second hit of the Fireball breaks the armor. It trades, and he gets a conversion from it and gets him to the corner. I said,
how did he know that? How did he
done?
That's a momentum killer, bro. That's a momentum killer.
And that's how Idom wins, right? He gets momentum, and you're done. But somehow he manages to create space, gets the knockdown, gets the mix, and closes it out with chunky damage. Like he knew how to set up mixes to get fat damage with Dawson, which are generally rare to see, and he just closed it out and looked like, I did it. He didn't just have the matches. He didn't just, get through pools and cost him upsets. He didn't just conquer his demon and demand respect. He took the whole event in style. So props to Mr. Crimson. That was just an amazing story that weekend.
And before we even close this topic out, I do just want to bring up really quick. A lot of people are complaining about Dawson right now. Just like they do when any single character wins an event, which characters don't win events. I just want to make sure I put that out there. But look,
players
bro,
do.
Dawson is extremely downplayed, and I'm gonna say that right now. He's one of the most downplayed characters in Street Fighter V history. The character is
not
great.
Because he's that strong, but because he's downplayed that hard.
He's just downplayed that hard.
He's not even that strong. He's just downplayed that hard. He's a matchup character. He's going to have bad matchups. He didn't have to run into a Balrog or something. There are some dead ends for Dawson. He's just an extreme outlier. And this tournament, he ran into maybe some mild discomforting matchups, but he didn't run into any hard counters, and that's how the game boils down.
I think V-Shift helps him. I will say the V-Shift change, even outside of just, especially with Mr. Crimson's Dawson, but even in the whole tournament, bro, I feel like at first a lot of people were like, yo, V-Shift doesn't change the meta, bro. It's not that good. So on and so forth. People just wanted a one-size-fits-all answer. No one from this point on can debate with me about the importance of V-Shift. It changes the meta. We said we wanted more defensive options, so it's insane, it's asinine to have the audacity to say, oh man, Dawson is too strong with V-Shift now. Stop it, get out of here. We're tired of seeing just one sequence win somebody the game, and V-Shift made the game a lot more neutral based than it used to be. And I feel like Mr. Crimson, he used that beautifully.
And you know what? He could use it the other way too. One final note I want to make about this journey for Mr. Crimson is that Mr. Crimson, people were, no one counted him as, or considered him to be like the favorite to win this event. You're lying if you said that. Let's be real. He was not the favorite to win. However, I think this marks a graduating moment for Mr. Crimson. And let's not forget, he was the first CPT winner for Street Fighter V. He won Kane's Winter Clash 2016 with Laura. So he's been in the game for a minute.
I didn't know that.
I'm a historian here. I mean, I had to Google to double check. But no, he was the first winner. I was like, Street Fighter V is CPT starting. Who's this guy, Mr. Crimson? Never heard of him. I mean, he won. It was a ranking event at the time. And yeah, he won with Laura, and he was in Capcom Cup 2016. He was one of the participants, and he's always been a threat, always been on the verge of qualifying or in Capcom Cup, but never going deep in the bracket. So I feel like this represents him kind of graduating to that class. But I'm really proud to see his growth and to see him kind of close out an event like that. So once again, congratulations, Mr. Crimson, on an amazing win. But that said, the action doesn't stop, because we got more action. I mean, that was just Red Bull. We got more people trying to fight for that qualifying position into Capcom Cup, because now we saw South America West 1. We saw some amazing action there, but now it's time for CPT Brazil. Brazil finally has their own qualifying spot, 2 of them, because I mean, first of all, Brazil is almost a continent on its own, right? It's almost downplaying to say it's just one country.
Yeah,
There
it's
are
so huge.
a lot of people. It's huge. There's a ton of competitors there, and they have their own event. So I'm super excited to see the action, see some of my favorite returning players. So anyone you're looking out for, Rob?
But yeah, for sure. Off jump, I gotta say, my man John Lesche, he put in a whole lot of work. Remember, a CPT season final. So obviously, he already qualified for Capcom Cup last year without his region being made smaller. So if he was able to qualify last year, imagine what he'll be able to do this year with a smaller region. Amazing player, put on one of the best sets that we saw at the CPT 2020 season final. And a player that actually, he's put in a whole lot of work. He may be the most popular player in Brazil, Didimokof. And, you know, a lot of his popularity comes from, of course, his just amazing skill. Again, we have another Dawson here.
I do want to just put respect to my man Didimokof. He's one of my favorite sims of all time in Street Fighter V, because when he burst onto the scene, I would say in 2017 with that Capcom Cup performance, I mean, no one expected him to do work. I think he took out Kazunoko in an electrifying fashion. I mean, he was, to me, like the originator of offensive Dalsum. He landed lots of like OS punishes with on view reversal with the super cancel, the rush down, the cross ups, the mix ups. I was like, what? This character can do all this? Like, it wasn't really what I knew Dalsum to be. And he burst onto the scene, and I remember the pop, like he was just yelling so long after beating Kazunoko, and I love that energy. I mean, it was just awesome to see. So Didimokof, I'm happy to see him back in that action. Other players to look out for, HK Dash, one of the strongest players of that region. He's always been representing, always been placing really high in these CPT events, online and offline. Like, he's always kind of been repping in the South America region, so I think he's going to have a deep run. Shades BR, another really strong player who's made deep runs in these brackets as well. And beyond that, I mean, there's a lot of people in this bracket. There's over like 200 something already entered, 220 already entered into this bracket. I'm looking forward to being surprised, because I think Brazil has so much talent. They have so much passion for Street Fighter. I mean, they're lurking in your stream chats more than you know. Anytime something Brazil comes out on my stream personally, I see like tons of people saying, "Oh, you know, we love you in Brazil." You know, like there's tons of, I think, fans of the franchise and of the competitive scene in Brazil. So I know there's more talent waiting to make a splash in this top 16. So that's what I'm looking forward to, is the surprise picks. Maybe a Ken or two, maybe not. Not sure if they have any strong Kens right now. So we'll see. But more than anything, that's what I'm looking forward to.
I think that with this event, and I'm hoping that with this event, we actually have someone at least in the top 3, even if you don't win the whole event. If so, that'd be amazing. But at least in the top 3, who only has like 100, 200 Twitter followers or something like that. And I just want to see it skyrocket and them get more offers, more opportunities and everything from putting in this work. Because I tell you what, Brian, right now, the opportunity for that is all on the line. And I'm hoping that this can be like the start of some new, more unknown player's journey when it comes to this top 16.
Well said, Rob. I mean, this top 16 really could be the start of a new Street Fighter V Legends career. It really is the opportunity for these players to show what they are made of, and it won't end there. They have to make it to the top 8, but today is the day where you want to solidify that position in that final bracket to fight for the honor to be on that top 8 online stage. So that said, we're going to go ahead and get started with CPT Brazil 1 top 16.
Let's get it!
wait to run off to mom now.
These matches are going to be even more ridiculous.
If you know anything about Street Fighter, you do not doubt the GOAT.
My man is always hitting go. You thought I was playing? Oh, you're hella dead.
The main event.
Help me out, Nadeshko.
I love how much it means to him. Wow!
Not over here. That's not over. Are you serious? My man is reading right now. My man is reading.
Welcome, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's about that time for the Capcom Pro Tour 2021. We are covering the Brazil region. This region got their own event, and it's about time because we have so many talented players, and it's all gone down to the top 16 now. My name is Vicious, here with James Chen. Let's break it down for the folks at home and who we're expecting for this top 16. It's already wild right off the bat.
Yeah, we're going to be starting with an explosive match, as you can see over here. Jaleshe versus Didimokof. I mean, you mentioned before we started the stream that this is practically a grand finals here.
Yes,
obviously, Jaleshe qualified before last year, and then Didimokof has just been an excellent fighting game player in so many different games. And you can see here, coming up next is BKS Zangief Bolado going up against Paulo Web. And then Ronaldinho going up against Chocotone. And then Dark and Neguinho, I would say.
I would say it the same exact way, James. I would say it the same exact way. Now, a handful of these players we've seen time and time again, right? And I've personally checked up some of the stats from some of these players as well on the Capcom Pro Tour page, right, where you can type in their name and whatnot. Some of these cats, this is their first CPT event. So let's take a look as well in the loser side down below who's made it. Blue BR versus Alexis. After that, Clayton versus Saitama.
Going to be a little biased towards
I'm going to try not to. I'm going to try not to.
Saitama,
Right?
that's
Big
automatically.
Fan. Big fan. Shushu versus Juninho. HK Dash versus Saga's Thug Life. Now, HK Dash, Choo-Choo, we've seen before as well. Choo-Choo has been like pretty much super consistent for his area for Street Fighter V, and then HK Dash also definitely one of those titans for the area.
You know, we're talking about Brazil. They got their own CPT here, and one of the reasons why is they have had a representative in pretty much every single CPT. I remember, except for 1 year, the number of Brazilians that have made it into CPT kept increasing year after year, and I believe Shushu was the first Brazilian in CPT. I can't remember now, but he was one of them, and he was one of the early ones. Kayoma's been in there before. You know, there have been so many Brazilians representing in CPT, so it actually makes me really happy that they did get their own event here, and you know, we get to see their entire country shine because so many talented players in this region.
Yeah, and what I think we've had over 200 players enter for this event, right? Completely stacked. So I mean, it's getting bigger and bigger each and every one of these events too. So that's it's very impressive to see the amount of dedication each and every one of these players have going towards like a CPT event, and also watching it every single weekend. We've had a ridiculous amount of Street Fighter last week, and we're still like going back into it, and then the next weekend as well. So again, we're not stopping here. You weren't kidding about it being a train.
It's
we're hitting every stop.
Week after week after week, CPT events coming back to back to back, and it's really exciting. And again, you know, we talk about this all the time. I know we're probably beating a dead horse on this one, but like Street Fighter V is in such an awesome state right now. And
I've been saying it. I have people coming into my stream who's like, hey man, should I give it a shot again? I see you playing it a little bit more nowadays. I'm like, dude, it's in a great place.
And then they shocked us with a balance patch that we weren't even expecting just recently.
You know, because of that, we almost saw a Nash go into Capcom. We almost saw a Nash make his way through. That would have been fun.
I mean, I will have to say one thing though. R.I.P. to Dan Infinites. You know?
I still see Twitter highlights of it. It's not completely dead. It's all RNG now. I still see it. All right.
But I mean, honestly,
we traded that in for L.I. Joe. By the way, that's cool. I'm glad we have L.I. Joe back. I'm totally fine with that.
That's fair. That's fair. Get that Nash top, Evo top 8 Li Joe back.
Yes.
But I mean, to be fair, the way that they remove the Dan Infinite, I think is still the most genius thing because the random red fireball is such a throwback to classic Street Fighter II World Warrior.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, like
It's, yeah.
Ryu used to just throw a random red fireball for no reason. We thought it was a bug.
I thought it was a secret, like, command. I'm like, how
Right,
do
yeah.
you do that? Do you have to press the button harder? I don't know.
And now they just gave it to Dan, and it's a stronger fireball that ruins the infinite. I don't know. It's just like the whole thing is genius. I
Yeah,
think
I like
it's
it.
brilliant.
I like
So
it a lot.
I won't have the chance to get hype over an infinite anymore.
No,
but,
you can still
know,
do it. You can still do it. But we'll try it out maybe after the show. We do have a setup in the back either way.
Okay.
We are going to go through our top 16 winners side, right? Jaleshe and Didimokof starting things off, right? We could say a handful of things about him, but I feel like the pre-show said it all, really.
Yeah.
Jaleshe, again, qualifying into the Capcom finals, taking down, who was it? I forgot already. It was Didimokof. No, it was not Didimokof. Sorry. It was Piccolo.
Oh,
in his fight against Piccolo, right?
Okay.
In an astounding fashion. And then Didimokof, he's been absolutely consistent and has stuck with Dalsum since day one.
Yeah,
right?
I know, because, I mean, now he's using one of the top characters in the game,
Oh,
right?
James, don't get me
as
started,
we saw
man.
from Red Bull Kumite, right? I mean, obviously, this character, you know.
No, you, James. No, you. You're a top character.
Oh, man. But you know what? Instead of talking about these players, let's find out what they have to say for themselves.
Yes.
So let's get to the quotes and see what these guys have to say. We're going to start off with Jaleshe himself. He says, Dalsum is very dangerous this season. See, he acknowledges the top-tier factor here,
Oh,
right?
boy.
I will do my best to be able to make the most of all the openings I get.
This man cut his hair. That's where all his power came from. He talked about that in one of his interviews, man.
He's Samson Leshe now?
Oh,
Is that what you're
man.
saying? Oh, no. Okay.
Oh,
Well, then
boy.
we got Delilah Mokoff here
Well,
coming
we'll
over
see.
here.
We'll see. Let's take a look at what Didimokof had to say. I meditated all year to win today. It will be difficult, but not impossible. This is one of the worst matches, but I am ready for this fight. Now, there's a lot in this statement, right? He does not like this matchup. And in fact, Jaleshe said it himself. He's like, I am the exact player that has made people hate the Rashid matchup. In his fun fact, he legit says about himself, he says, I am the reason why people hate the Rashid matchup in my country. I'm very serious.
Yeah, I mean, well, look, I mean, if you are using a character, and again, you know, I joke about top tier and stuff, but Rashid, for the past couple of seasons, has absolutely, like, not even, you know, subjectively, but objectively been one of the top tier characters. And for sure, if you're using a character like that with the skills that you have, that Jaleshe has, you're going to make people hate this character.
I mean, we have two very talented players facing off against each other right off the bat, too. So that's going to be mayhem, and I'm looking forward to it.
You know what the scariest thing is, though? Whoever loses this match still has the chance of probably making grand finals. And they are going to be being a thorn in the side on the loser's side of the bracket.
Yeah.
I mean, that is painful, but here we go. And, you know, Didimokof is one of the first Dalsums that really used V-Skill 2 effectively for Dalsum.
Yeah, I would say like
And
he's,
there you
he's
go.
done a lot of clever things with it, to be honest with you.
And there he got it. He's got 2 and 2 right now. He's going with both the V-Skill and V-Trigger 2s. Ooh. Jaleshe, of course, going. Ooh.
Yes, I like that. Punishing the Gale accordingly with that V-shift. Excellent call out from Jaleshe.
Early.
And here comes the beatdown.
And that is plus on block, but you saw Didimokof try to do stuff, but
Ooh, he's covering all the options, James. He understands full well what the V-shift mechanic is all about.
well, he said he's going to try to make the most out of every time he's gotten in, and he's done that so far. But look at this, Didimokof with the back throw, but nice escape out of the corner for Jaleshe. I think he tried to do 2 light punches into spinning mixer, but it was too far away for that. Ooh. Just do it. What's Dalsum going to do to punish you very badly?
Man.
Right? I mean, yeah, Dalsum can do some damage, but you saw Didimokof didn't have a lot of meter and stuff, so
Not quite.
if EX spinning mixer was blocked, how much damage was he going to do?
And here comes the pressure even more from Jaleshe. Stuck in this corner already. Didimokof trying to make some room just in case the throw came out. Still grabs the V reversal and now just harassing with the normals.
Yeah, it's really interesting so far. Okay, see Didimokof trying to block a little bit more now. He's been pretty adamant about not taking the throw, getting hit by a lot of buttons. But you see, Jaleshe is really eager to use that V shift right now.
That was such an interesting exchange. What, crouching jab canceled into the fireball? Uh-oh. Time. Well, it's fine. Yeah, Jaleshe still recovers in time.
All right. Now Didimokof trying to keep away, but that's why that V trigger 2 is so nice, to have that straight fireball to help you get in.
Yeah, and speaking of trigger, Didimo has been on the defensive end using V reversals.
Oh, punish?
Decent punish. I mean, still damage, but could have got a little bit more.
Oh, what a
And the
jump.
What a time
Timing.
to jump, too.
And remember, we're in top 16 right now. It's 2 out of 3. So there's not a lot of room for mistakes here right now. So there you go. So Jaleshe taking the first game, and Didimokof 1 game away from being sent to loser's bracket. But like I said, that is not fun for everybody in loser's bracket to have to deal with it.
It's going to be fun for us. I want to see that kind of interaction between like those players and
yeah.
either one of these giants, right? So...
But definitely no change for Didimokof.
Oh my God! I almost, man,
Fell out of the chair again.
I felt sick. I felt sick on that one.
We need to put like a little soft pad behind you just to make sure to save your life here a couple of times, Jeremy.
Another V reversal coming out of Didimo. Again, like I understand he wants to reset back into neutral and get away from Jaleshe, but okay, this is a great time now.
One of the interesting things, though, was in that last game, I don't think we saw a single V skill from Didimokof.
Not one.
So he hasn't really had a chance to use it. So I almost feel like maybe V skill 1 might have been the right choice for the mobility. But here we go. Set up.
The Gale is still
but
active.
frames.
I like that. Just falling right back. Instant air teleport fierce to catch Jaleshe's forward movement. Very smart from Didimokof to reset. And now... not throwing out a limb, instead Jaleshe doing all the work, just dashing up towards him.
Oof. Just a little bit off timing but for Didimokof, but not Jaleshe. Yeah. The sweep crush counter. Here we go into the corner. This is so dangerous. Gotta figure out a way you're
He got
out
hit
of
wrong.
there.
I think you're dead if you spend it. Okay, he's just going to use 1 bar, not a critical art.
Okay, there you go. But still a perfect. Yeah, no reason to spend that meter there with that much of a life lead. Just go for it. And here we go. Jaleshe now. Match. He tried to standing heavy punch that limb.
Yeah, he's 100% ready for it. As soon as he sees a limb, he's going to throw out a normal. I don't even know if that was one of them. I can't tell if that was reaction or not. He's just throwing out the fierce on that.
Yeah, the thing about it is, honestly, the amount of counter hits that Jaleshe has been getting on the pressure, like I said, Didimokof is just hitting buttons so much. Okay, there we go. Finally, a guaranteed V reversal situation. I like the slipperiness here. But again, just no opportunity to start even using those V skills.
Oh
Ow!
my goodness, just throwing out the limbs preemptively. The big counter pull from Jaleshe. And here comes our first V-Trigger 2 from the side of Didimokof. Now, Jaleshe ran into the first one. Not a lot of damage, which is great. Forcing him to use it.
Oh, and it's still there. He's just using it as a shield now. And I think Jaleshe was trying to run into... Oh, he's going to be able to kill off of this.
Gonna die now.
Yeah, I don't even need to ask the question. That one is almost guaranteed. Nice little confirm into the juggle there with the jumping medium punch into Eagle Spike and Jaleshe. He's done for the day.
He's 100% on point, and he doesn't have to be for the rest of the evening.
Yeah.
He's okay now. He's already gotten top 8. It's fine with him. But I gotta say, he's tracked down Didimokof's movement so well. He anticipated almost every single limb that Dawson wanted to throw to the T.
Yeah.
And has to be probably the best kind of performance I've seen against a Dawson player in a while.
Yeah.
That was just a pure clinic.
And Didimokof, unfortunately, in that tough situation where he's going to lose this first match, he will be playing the last match of the day as well. So, but I mean, this means he's got a lot of time to play some matches and practice here, but he doesn't know who he's going to be going up against right away. But as you can see, Jaleshe now into the top 8. Again, top 8 is going to be tomorrow. And so we're getting down to 4 players for the winner side of tomorrow's event. But again, a lot more Street Fighter to go today. We're just getting started. As you can see, BKS Zangief Bolado going up against Paulo Web. And the question really comes down to is, what character do you think Zangief Bolado plays?
I don't know, but there's definitely not a character named Bolado.
Exactly, right? So we have no idea. But I mean, it's like the
New character.
I feel like this is it's the 5th character, right?
Yeah, probably.
Oh man, we gotta scrub his name here and just like make sure he doesn't give away the brand new character. I
So
mean,
it is going to be Zangief for sure.
Okay.
Without a doubt. Paulo Web is going to be using Laura as well.
Okay, and that's not a matchup that Laura players like in particular, right? Because Laura obviously is scary once she gets in on you, but Zangief kind of likes that, right? He wants
Kind
you
of
to.
welcomes it.
However, that last patch with a significant nerf to Zangief's EX SPD, no longer throw invul on frame 1,
man.
which means Laura's meaties and her setups to be able to exact the guessing game on you between attack, throw, or whatever is going to work now. Zangief cannot EX SPD to beat her command throw anymore. And so that is going to be a rough one.
They didn't like take it out altogether. They just like extended it, like it only happens during
Yeah,
these
the first few
right?
frames, right? Yeah, the first few frames are no longer throw invul. So in certain situations, if you get, I have to look at the exact frame data for there, but yeah, unfortunately, it's just not frame 1 like throw invul.
I'd imagine it's like frame 3 or 4.
Something like that, yeah.
Makes sense.
And so I'm not sure how much that's going to change the matchup.
Sure.
I'm not sure how much is going to change the matchup, but
It's
still.
pretty devastating on knockdown. I mean, like just thinking about that alone, like even regarding the entirety of the matchup, just having a grappler being able to grapple Zangief a lot easier, right?
Yep.
If you break it down that way, it's like, man, that just makes it a lot worse for Zangief.
Right. But you know what? Zangief is here. He's in the top 8. So I mean top 16.
Yeah,
So let's see what the players themselves have to say. As you can see here, starting with Paulo Web. I hope to have fun above all. I got here thanks to my students, and I am also inspired by my sensei Idom.
I like that. I like that.
Wow,
He is a
okay.
professor.
Nice.
He put
That's
that on
awesome.
his fun fact.
That's awesome.
Let's
Good
take
job.
a look at Zangief Bolado next. All the players in this top 16 are very strong, and for each fight, we really don't know who will win. I hope to play good games, and I wish everyone good luck. That's the kind of humility I love to see also.
It's so...
It's so wholesome.
Yeah, that's the word. Okay, thank you. That was the exact word I was looking for. Like so far, all these quotes are so wholesome and everything. So
Yeah.
I love seeing that. And again, a lot of these players here, they were talking about it. Rob and Brian were talking about it. That this is a very big opportunity for some of these players to really get to show off their stuff and make a name for themselves. And it's tough because honestly, South America, a lot of the communities down there, they have trouble. For example, traveling to a lot of the events. It's harder for them. Things are very, very, pricey for them too, and just in terms of just like being able to get games and DLC and everything like that.
And all these types of restrictions,
Right.
that are out of our control.
It's really hard for a lot of the players in South America. So one of the things I love seeing about this, especially promoting Brazil like this, is just giving these players an opportunity to shine and hopefully opening up doors for a lot of these players. So.
This is their time, man. Getting their own spot for the CPT, that is a huge deal, man. And I think, it's just going to be one of those things we're going to see a lot more talent just coming out. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. You guys do not want to miss that. Again, we have BKS Zangief Bolado going up against Paulo Web. That is Zangief versus Laura. They are gearing up, getting themselves ready to go. Very curious how it's going to play out, to be honest with you. Laura looks still pretty strong. Zangief... It's a little tough. It's a little tough. I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate nerf for him. I mean, I've always thought, like, I like having Zangief be king of throws, so,
Yeah, so do I. That's
just
his thing.
Exactly,
He throws
right?
a lot. Like Balrog, he's a boxer. He punches very hard. Zangief, he
throws a lot.
really hard. Like, that's his niche.
Right,
What do you mean? You can't just take that away from him. You don't have to be bad guy to be bad guy,
Oh man, now a lot of the Zangief players really do think he is a bad guy. Probably,
I don't know, man.
But we'll see how this goes. I mean,
You
like
can't
I said,
crush people in between thighs like Sparrow's egg anymore. Oh,
he's
man.
in top 16, so clearly he's still able to do his stuff on the winner's side. By
he
the
is.
way,
Sure he
so
is.
let's see what he can do. And you know what? He at least knows if he wins, he doesn't have to go up against a Dalsum. So, you know, so
I didn't
maybe
think
a
that
little,
far ahead.
yeah, maybe a little motivation for him there. So let's see what happens.
Very smart. Very great analysis there, James. I love it. Here we go. Paulo Web versus Zangief Bolado. Already off to a whiff punish from the web that has been spun. No thunderclap yet. He's just looking for normals.
Oh, and speaking of whiff punishes, he's gonna whiff punish with his head. Oh my! And I love the costume here. Just the mask. It's so good. Oh, tried to trade with it. And maybe set something up. And yeah, just ate the meaty, interestingly enough. Not sure what he was trying to go for there.
I didn't see a reversal either. He just ate it wrong.
Yeah.
One
There
command
we
grab
go.
down.
Oh, but no cancel off of that. I guess he wasn't positive or was worried about the armor, perhaps.
He moved forward.
Oh, watch out. He can go through that. Yeah, that's why he was being very careful, worried about that V-trigger 1.
Oh, yeah. He saw it coming a mile
But
away.
he didn't punish it fast enough.
He's gonna
Okay,
get enough for
no
either.
EX, so he's just going to go for the lariat. Regular throw, so it can't be punished. He's still got the EX chilling with himself.
Yeah, flex on it. Get a little bit more bar back.
Oh,
okay.
boy.
He knew it was coming as well. That's the classic, right? Crouch jab 2 times over. It's going to be either what? If you finish the combo or you SPD me for the reset, you're
Yep.
back dashing either way, right?
Yep. And that's the one thing we've noticed from Paulo Web so far. He's very eager to get away from SPD. He hasn't been willing to take the throw, so he's been trying to avoid it by jumping, backdashing, etc.,
Yeah,
etc.
and I want to see a crush counter from Zangief Bolado. Like,
Right.
after getting that information, like 2 jabs over, all right, I'm going to throw out a heavier normal. See what
Exactly.
happens.
Try to throw out a heavy kick, maybe just get the juggle combo afterwards.
Sure. Either one of those options would suffice. Ooh, again, looking very similar to round 1.
Yeah,
A lot of whip punishes on both sides.
but Bolado does have the life lead here. Oh,
Yes.
finally gets it. Okay.
Yes, sir. Was stationary this time with the V-skill.
He just goes for the buttons that time. Paulo Web being
Again?
patient. Yeah.
That's the thing, right? You have to be aware of the flex. He can't flex if he's stationary, and boom, that's enough. The SPD, more than enough. I think that's the first SPD we've seen. No, there was one earlier. I lied. Okay. I think so.
Oh,
right?
here we
Oh,
go.
boy.
Yep. Now time for Laura to get the mix up. Oh, no confirm into the light elbow, but gets the throw anyway. And again, Bolado right now going for a lot of throw attempts. Oh,
Sit him
stun.
down. It's going to
And
be huge. EX
that's
up
dead. It's
Thunderclap
dead.
charged up. Bring him up and slam him
but
down.
never
Not
mind.
quite.
Zangief has a lot of life. I'm wrong on that one, as usual, but
Oh, hey, listen, it got both of us, man. It got both of us. There was
Laura-
a lot of scaling involved.
Laura kills everybody at the end of matches like that. Every
true.
time she stuns
It's
you,
true.
she does so much damage.
Every
And
time I see that EX Thunderclap charge up, I'm like, someone's gonna die here. Like, it's gonna happen.
I think someone's gonna die, and then I also think, curse you, Javits.
Yes, I think of that all the time. Like, this is Javit's fault.
Exactly.
For sure. Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Oh man, shout outs to him, of course, one of the best lab monsters we have out there.
God bless. Paulo Web getting a counter hit. Confirm.
Yep. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, again,
Opportunity. No.
Paulo has been baited into pressuring into the V-skill a good amount of times. Finally gets a
Wow.
bait, but no, he recovers in time to get the lariat.
There
Here
we
comes
go.
Zangief Bolado.
We talked about that, the standing heavy kick. Oh no, where's the forward down? Okay, well
It's
maybe
right here, baby.
that's
It's
the
the walk
mix
up.
up. That's the mix up there. Meaty, yep. Oh, but he's
Oh,
gone.
he ran into it. Yeah, so
Yeah.
he thought he could move out of there. No, sir. You got to pay your rent first.
Yeah, that wasn't a level 2. Ooh, too far away for that throw from Paulo Web. And so Bolado gets on the board with a round here.
I like that big turnaround for Zangief Bolado.
Yeah, and one of my favorite things about this match so far is how much Paulo Web has been making Laura's crouching heavy punch do work for her. It's not only just a great whiff punishing tool, but, you know, priority system will make it beat the crouching light punch.
Oof. Gets a forward. Oh, my goodness. Wait a minute. A lot more normals coming out from Zangief, like after traversing past the Thunderclap. Oh, there, just within range. EX SPD.
He is persistent with that. He has not been trying. Well, there he tried the heavy kick and it didn't work out.
Yeah. Ducked right onto that. It's Paulo Web. One command grab. Oh.
Yeah. Be my.
Oh,
I
just
minus,
within
but I
range.
don't care. He's got.
Do it again.
Okay,
She's
one
living,
more
though.
mix up.
Don't get hit. Don't get hit. Zangief Bolado was waiting for you.
Yeah.
He knew you were afraid of the SPD. Took full advantage of that.
And that's the whole setup right there for Zangief. When he gets the EX SPD, heavy SPD, or strong SPD. I can't talk.
FPSPD?
Yeah, when he dashes forward, he is +2 in those situations, and so he gets the true mix-up situation there. Is he going to meaty you to keep you from backdashing or jumping? Is he going to go for the SPD, which will beat your 3-frame buttons?
And he had to guess 2 times over it, which led him to getting, which led Paulo Web into getting SPD twice over it, right? So it's hard. It's a very hard call. Zangief Bolado is doing a great job of mixing up the wheel of options.
Well, so good comeback from Zangief Bolado here to take game number 2. So they're tied here. And it just really comes down to this really intricate neutral game here. Trying to find out who can get the knockdown and get things started, really.
Oh, sweep after sweep, and one of them had to hit. Tuck him in, night.
But see, that's a light one. So at Dash, I think he's -4 off of the light SPD, so it's not a threat. So that's why the light SPD has the range and no damage and doesn't really give him any mix-ups afterwards.
Oh!
Didn't believe.
Just kicking the chest.
That was far. But again, light SPD, no mix-up afterwards, so he just chills.
And that's fine for Zangief, pushes her further away, but now Paulo Web on the offensive, Thunderclap possibly coming, and you see Zangief preparing for it. You can see him closing the gap just a little bit in preparation for any... Woo!
God, I love it. He's gotten that so consistently, and I love that V reversal. I don't want to deal with the Laura mix-up.
So smart. Flex on it? No.
No, he's being very careful here, and I like that idea. No reason to take huge risks at this point. Oh! Okay, V reversal. Yeah, just end that offensive pressure. I love...
He's so patient.
I love what Bolado did there. He was playing that so well, using the V reversals exactly right, just never giving Paulo Web any opportunity to get any sort of
all the way
offensive.
down, just within range.
Walk-up SPD is one of the greatest feelings in the world.
Catching them landing after that, it's chef's kiss. Big.
Don't hate on the grapplers out there, man. It's a lot of work.
Oh, he could have done it again. This is opportunity. The critical art is still there. Don't get hit.
Yeah.
Paulo Web still trying to figure out the maze of Zangief normals and the options that he possesses. Again, he's not found a great time since game 1. He's still trying to find a way in towards Zangief's defense. The normals haven't been doing it. Does get a counter hit.
There is. He sneaks in with the Avant. And there we go. Corner pressure now. Oh, the armor.
And he knows. He
Guess
sniffed it
for
out.
your life. Guess for your life.
It's not enough.
Not enough yet. Nice. And he's going to get the big punish on that. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
where are you
Punishing on the
going?
V-shift as well. Thunderclap. What's the setup?
Mix up. Oh, he didn't try to go for any sneaky cross-ups. The flex is going to do it.
I like that. Just towards
Flex
the
on
end.
him.
Man, there we go.
Good.
Zangief Bolado here into top 8 now.
With the Zangief, and like I said, the decision making that he was playing, game number 1 was all about Paulo Web winning the neutral with those crouching heavy punches and really kind of keeping Bolado from doing much in neutral. But as the match went on, I feel like Bolado just got control of the neutral a lot more. And as you were saying towards the end there, it just felt like Paulo Web had a harder time trying to find the way in and get anything going. So great. I loved the way Bolado was playing at the end there.
Oh, yeah, a lot more patient, really picking and choosing his spots when he wanted to SPD, because you've seen a ton of those whiff, and I felt like that was going to be like the main thing for the match, right? I was like, all right, well, Zangief Bolado has been whiffing a lot of these EX SPDs or just SPDs in general. Paulo Web is going to take a whiff of that and just go in. He's going to smell the
blood.
I was going to pretty much say the fear, right?
Yeah,
He's just going
yeah.
for a lot of these SPDs and they're whiffing. He's like, all right, well, I'm going to just take advantage of this. That wasn't the case at all. Zangief Bolado completely changed it up, threw out a lot more normals. He's like, hey, man, I got to wake up here.
Right.
And really challenge the neutral in a different way.
And even though it's not a Dalsum, I mean, still not going to be happy going up a Rashid, but again, probably still preferable to the Dalsum match. But you can see here, he will also be playing tomorrow against Jaleshe in the first winners match of tomorrow. Paulo Web heads down to the losers side of the bracket.
I gotta say also that you guys have to watch that VOD because I feel like that's probably the best adaptation we've seen in a while. Like that kind of like giant shift in momentum and just gameplay overall. Big shout out to Zangief Bolado for that play. Very inspirational.
Yeah, it's one of those not obvious ones too, right? If you're just watching, you're not like, oh my gosh, he decided to use this button. It was just more really smart decision making in that neutral. You
Being
know?
able to figure out not only just like what to do in neutral at that point in time, but also what the opponent wants to do, and forcing those guest situations is not an easy feat. So again, I really just am overall impressed, thoroughly impressed by Zangief Bolado. Paulo Web still has another chance. We saw it down below in losers, right? The matches that we have for that were Blue BR, Alexis, Clayton, Saitama, Shushu, Juninho. Man, Shushu's in losers, and then HK Dash as well. And then Sagaz's Thug Life, of course.
Yeah, I believe Paulo Web is going to be going up whoever wins between Shushu and Juninho.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
those are those two players right there.
Yeah.
But
we have another Laura coming up, actually, for our next match in the winner's side. We have,
okay.
Chocotone rocking Laura, and then Ronaldinho rocking Nash. I'm excited for this one.
Sobats. Time for some Sobats, right?
I want to see some cool V-Trigger 2 stuff. That's all.
Yeah, I want to, I mean, like, I wasn't sure, like, I guess you can look up these stats and everything, but they were talking about MOV using the Sobat like 10,000 times in the first 4 days. You know, this is the patch. But, you know, even I've heard Ricky Ortiz saying that, you know, she's excited to use Nash now for that. Yeah. Like you said, we have L.I. Joe back.
He did an entire stream with just Nash. Very proud of him. That's amazing.
Oh, man. So let's see what the players have to say. Let's see if Ronaldinho says anything about Nash here. Well, we're going to start with Chocotone here. He says, it's hard to play with my son and the cat getting in the way, but I'll do the best I can to reach the top 8 for the winners. Those are the downsides of playing online and from home is the distractions.
The good old option selects, huh, James?
Oh, I have used I can't see my character option select because of the cat standing in front of my monitor many times.
Or my son unplugged my controller at the time.
Yeah,
I know that one.
I mean, hey, David actually had the cat chew through his controller wire during a stream and his controller stopped working. That was legit. Okay.
Let's take a look at what Ronaldinho had to say. I have a lot of experience against Laura, and I intend to use that to my advantage. We have several strong players in Brazil. It will definitely be a war.
Okay. Less of the wholesome here and more of the I'm in this to win it. So
yeah. He does give a big shout out to the entire country, right? A lot of strong players in Brazil, and I don't doubt that, right? A lot of these cats really showing up to the CPT in full force.
Yeah, again,
over 200 entrants.
Yeah, again, Brazil is such a strong territory when it comes to fighting games, and you know that's why we've been talking about this already. But that's why I am so happy to see Brazil get its own CPT region. But these guys have been in full force. They've been, you know, I've talked with a bunch of them before on my own streams and everything, trying to help them, you know, promote the Brazilian scene and everything. And these guys are so passionate about fighting games.
Yeah.
You know, that's the main thing is the passion there is really strong.
And you can see it in the way they play. You can see it in their attitude when they come to events, right? They're very vocal for the most part, and they show a lot of pride. You know, and that's exactly what we want to see. We want to know where you're coming from. We want to see all that hard work.
God, what season are we watching here? Nash versus Laura.
Season 1 for sure.
We're in a season 1 matchup here.
Definitely season 1.
All right, let's see the new and improved Nash going up against Chocotone's Laura.
Oh, yeah, we see that big counter hit conversion off of the Sobot, right?
Starting with the shimmy, but a little too far away for the Sonic Boom to connect. Or
another counter hit conversion. It's huge. And does get the V-Skill power up. Tragedy Assault. Take some of that back.
Yep, still has the V-Skill there stored up. Nice conversion. Linking into the crouching light punch, but then the counter poke from Ronaldinho to start right away, not believing Chocotone was going to go for a frame trap.
I like that. Just pressing the buttons anyway from Ronaldinho.
Ooh, walking backwards on the wake up to make that towards heavy.
Oh, just a raw V-Skill activation in your face?
Okay.
The audacity.
Yeah, but it's not going to work out for him. He lost. He didn't get that power up. Definitely not what he intended to do. Look at that frame kill, too. It was kind of sick.
Yeah, after Tragedy Assault, he still gets the Oki no matter what.
Okay. Counter hit, but didn't confirm, but Chocotone's definitely going to get again, hitting buttons in the middle of the pressure. This is something Chocotone's got to be aware of.
The big throw bait, plus frames for days. Activation time. Here comes Chocotone.
Here comes the mix-up.
He baited him out, hook, line, and was a magnificent read from Chocotone.
And that's whenever you get hit by Laura and you have this giant life lead and then she activates into the V-trigger, the nerves start. You could be dead real fast, and that's what. But speaking of could be dead real fast. Oh, yeah, wasn't expecting the follow-up. That's
Big punish. Man, Chocotone playing like he has to put the kids to bed. He is going in with a lot of buttons, getting hit with counter hits and whatnot.
All right. Just going with the buttons there. Yeah, he knew that Roladinho likes to hit counter poke, so he was trying to be aggressive and frame trap that time. But Roladinho changing it up, being defensive, catching
so far.
the landing punish right there. Nicely done by Roladinho.
Ronaldinho is playing like a man possessed, I feel like. He would press buttons in moments where it's not his turn, more often than not, and still catching Chocotone off guard that consistently. It's been pretty tough. And then on the offhand, Chocotone's still pressing buttons when he's not allowed to. Also, like he's trying to steal a page from Ronaldinho's book. He's like, you can't do that. Only I can do that. You're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how it's going to play out here in this round. There we go, plus frames. But again, the counter poke from Roladinho. It was a little bit of a delayed one, though, but it still worked out. It looked like Chocotone was being wary of something, of what, I'm not sure. It's not like Nash really has EX uppercuts.
Yes, I like the movement there from Chocotone now in the corner. Even better anticipation from Ronaldinho.
Oh, baited. Just see that delay. I haven't gotten blocked. I haven't blocked or gotten hit. He's probably trying to throw, so you just whiff your throw like that. And nice. A lot of players out there, when they block Laura's regular fireball, they don't take their turn.
I love that option from Ronaldinho because you're taking away the bar from Chocotone. That is very, very optimal.
Oh, but really far away there. Wasn't sure you could punish that. -6 off of that.
Ooh. Anti-air is just in time. That's such a sharp angle that he's picked so many times. More often than not, has found so much success with that jump-in angle.
Yeah, and that's the annoying thing about that EX somersault right there. It's still plus, so he chose the V reversal. Wow!
EX moonsault, or excuse me, EX Sonic Scythe.
I don't think even Chocotone thought he was going to end up on the other side. He needs to do something, otherwise this run is going to be over pretty soon, and he will be in the loser side. Oh, that was so nice, and challenges the Thunderclap with the EX.
Ronaldinho moving on into the top 8 in a very convincing fashion, 2-0. And I got to say, man, Chocotone, there were a lot of moments where he did not get to play.
Yeah.
To be very honest with you, I think Ronaldinho just commanded the pace the entire time. I feel like it was a very, very clean game from the side of Ronaldinho.
And, interesting, we just saw moving into top 8, Zangief, who is a character considered nerfed in the last patch. And then we have Nash moving in there, a character who was considered very, very buffed in this last patch. So, again, shout-outs to Capcom doing a pretty solid job with the balances that they keep coming out with.
I will say, though, the way that Ronaldinho navigated with Nash, I didn't see a lot of the big changes, the big buffs and whatnot. There were some times where he'd do target combo into a V skill to charge up V skill too. Sure, he did abuse Sobot 4 times in the first game and got counter hits off of 3 out of the 4. But other than that, I think just his understanding of the matchup is what really excelled him above and beyond into top 8, right? So again, once he starts pulling out the extra grind and stuff, all the real buffs, then he's gonna be yeah, my character carried me. But that was just
he said it himself.
Pure fundamentals for him.
He said it himself, right? That he has a lot of experience versus Laura.
He showed
You can see it right there. Yeah, absolutely. So
So we are moving on into our next match: Dark versus Neguinho. I do believe Dark using G actually has some other characters, but decides to go with G today, from what we've been told. And Neguinho using Alex.
Alex, Alex is an interesting character, one that got buffed at the start of the season a lot, and I feel like we still haven't seen quite the breakout success. We saw Problem X using a lot of Alex at Red Bull Kumite, and it didn't work out for him too often. So I'm curious to see how this is going to work. But Neguinho here in top 16, of course, Bolado with Zangief. So obviously they have been doing work to get to this point. As you mentioned, so many of these strong players on the loser side, we just know the quality of players that these guys have been going going up against.
And there's just so much diversity. When I'm looking at the actual sheet itself, there's only one repeat of players, right? Or characters, right? It's like Laura, I believe. Laura's the only repeat. One from Paulo Web and one from Chocotone. Everything else is completely different.
Dang, you're right. So in Top 16, we have 15 different characters?
Yeah. Absolutely, we do. On the loser side, it's going to be very exciting to see because, again, we have like a Colleen player, a Sagat.
A Sagat player.
Every time I think about Sagat, I always think of Zafrino. But either way, Vega, Lucia, Chun-Li, Ryu, Bison, and Balrog. It's going to be pretty
so
wild.
cool.
It's a very diverse mix. But again, we're going into our our last match on the winner's side between Dark and Negreño after a quick break, right? We just gone through 3, and it's just been so quick, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Absolutely
but
quick.
before we head on to that break over there, just want to remind everyone that the Intel World Open the signups have begun. Intel, of course, a world leader in gaming technology. They are going to be holding the Intel World Open featuring Street Fighter V Champion Edition. This is a global esports competition that will pit the players from around the world against one another. They're gonna have 11 regional finals, and they have a chance to win $250,000, part of the $250,000 prize pool, and the honor of representing their country as a champion. And registration is open right now. It ends on June 1st, I believe it is. Yeah, so definitely try to get in there. Also, if you log into Street Fighter V anytime during this registration period, so again, you've only got a couple of days now, but you will receive some fun in-game rewards that you can see on the screen over there, special title and special dojo objects. So definitely visit intelworldopen.gg for more information.
I'm really looking forward to that. Those special dojo objects. It's so cool because it's the same ones that stand in Guild's stage. By the way, all of those figures, it's so sick. It's so cool.
I didn't even make that connection, but you're right. That's so cool. Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
So again, you guys want to check that out. Intel World Open is going to be an absolute huge deal. And of course, we're looking forward to seeing how many people register for that because it's going to be pretty huge, man. It's going to be like, it's a worldwide competition.
Free to enter. Yeah,
Free to
exactly.
enter.
So
That's
if you want
big.
to represent your country, now is the time.
Yeah. In the meantime, we have gone through our first couple of matches here in the top 16. We're going to continue on with our last set from the winner's side, then continue on to losers. So when we return, we'll have plenty more Street Fighter V from Brazil in a bit.
You shouldn't only admire my work, but also concentrate a little more on your lessons, Manar.
Ecco. Messi water. Soul satellite. Satellite.
What's the meaning of fate? You shall know. It's your destiny. Soul powers nature.
Fate or a foe!
You should try to learn to use your power a little better.
And welcome back, everybody, to CPT Brazil. Again, all of our players, all of the competitors today that we are watching from the singular country of Brazil, doing their best to represent how strong their scene is down there. Been pretty exciting so far.
Doing a great job at it, too. We've seen so many highlights already flooding the gates of social media platforms all over, right? Again, Jalesha with an amazing performance over Didimokof not too long ago. Zangief Bolado with the great adaptation against Paulo Web. And then Ronaldinho showing exactly how he plays the lower matchup with that Nash. It's been pretty exciting thus far. And again, we have so many more matches to go with so many different characters in the roster. Take a look.
Yeah, you had mentioned you looked at it and only Laura once between Chocotone and Paulo Web as a repeat character, but every other character, every other player using unique characters. 15 characters we're going to get here. That's really exciting. And we're going to be starting this next one with Dark using G and Neguinho with Alex. Now, one of the interesting things, we talked about people who have qualified for CPT, Brazil qualifying year after year after year. Dark actually qualified from the LATAM, according to our notes here. He qualified for CPT in 2019, but his visa was denied. I had mentioned it's hard for a lot of these players to travel, and so this is a great opportunity for him to qualify once again and see if he can definitely represent this time. So a very unfortunate situation for him. Qualified, and he said his visa was denied 3 times or something.
Yeah, that's pretty rough, man. Like again, he's been to many of these kind of events, or at least had opportunities to go into the big stage. But again, we'll see how it works out this time around. Again, he's got a lot ahead of him with these matchups. But again, let's take a look at the loser side. Blue versus Alexis, Clayton versus Saitama, Shushu versus Juninho, and HK Dash versus Saga's Thug Life.
Yeah, so again, a lot of great matches. Here in this winner side, of course, you only need to win the one, and then you're done for the day. So Dark and Neguinho, whoever wins this one is going to be done for the day. You're going to be playing tomorrow. Again, follow Capcom Fighters on Twitch, Twitter, wherever, all the social medias to make sure you don't miss that. And let's also not miss what these players have to say about this upcoming matchup.
Neguinho says, I'm happy to reach top 16. From here on out, it's all dashes and power bombs. That's what I'm talking about.
I love it. I love it. Here to represent Alex, trying to do some damage with that character. And then Dark, see what he has to say as well. This top 16 is full of strong players, as always. I like the point, by the way. I like that on that picture. Everyone is happy. Let's show how strong Brazil is. Neguinho is our best Alex. Our fight is always good. I will do my best to beat him.
I'm excited for it. That's the kind of attitude I love seeing. And also, the kind of statement I like seeing is like, yeah, I've played this guy before. I want to see what's going to happen this time around. Like, we've had our matches in the past. We've trained together, or at least have encountered each other online a good amount of times, right? I'd imagine so. So I'm glad that these players are familiar with each other because it just makes it even more exciting.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I got to imagine these Brazilian players probably play each other quite a bit, just running into each other even online a bunch of times. But again, G versus Alex is coming up. G is a character that, keeps actually getting some buffs,
Yes, he does, James. Presidentiality level is a whole different ballgame now.
He has access to level 2 versions of all of his moves, even at level 3 now. A lot of times players would just stay at level 2 because they prefer having like the wheel kick be at level 2, for example.
Sure.
And so now you have the option to get the 3 and keep that. So if you get knocked down, you get up, you're still at level 2. So that's actually really, really strong for him. And let's see if Dark takes advantage of that.
Yeah, you get a lot of damage or combo consistencies while being in level 3 and having access to level 2 now. We've seen a bunch of different routes people can take as G in the corner to get some of these max damage situations. So it's a very significant buff for that V skill.
Now, which of these players do you think are going to be acting like they
Or
won't
sorry,
get
why did I say V skill? Just presidentiality level. I don't know why I said V skill, excuse me.
Which of these players do you think are going to act like they're not going to get command grabbed here?
I don't know, man. You got a lot of friends if you're sitting down.
Got a bunch of command grabs here from these characters. Of course, though, G with the good range going to be doing his best to keep Alex out. Of course, one of the advantages that G has is the range on those buttons, like that crouching medium punch.
Yeah, again, G being known as having some of the best bufferable normals in the game.
Yeah.
But at that point, he was just whiff punishing before he even got to this point.
And look at this lively that he has. He has a hood perfect right now.
No, he's got the gold.
Oh, no. Never mind. It's gone.
Had the gold. Oof. Oh, there we go. DDT.
Okay. Gets the mix-up off of that. That's one of the nice things about having that. Gets in with the stuff. I like the V reversal. Neguinho was going to have the plus frames on that EX stomp. Dark says, I don't want to deal with it. V reversals ends that offensive sequence.
I wonder, so Neguinho went straight into the crouching medium punch into the DDT. I feel like he was just trying to catch Dark moving back, standing up, right? But that was a very risky bet because that was for game, or pretty much for the round.
All right, man, these level 1 fireballs causing problem right now.
Yeah. I'm waiting for any sort of, oh, there it is. Very consistent with the crouching heavy punch now with a change to the hitbox on it.
And he has him in the corner now, so Neguinho here going to try to apply this pressure, but
oh,
no charges for
lariat. Don't get grabbed. Acting like you won't get command grabbed.
One more.
Don't get flash top now. Ooh, the air-to-air exchange. Great for Neguinho. And a huge turnaround.
It was a trade, but yeah, for sure, for Neguinho, he'll take that. Yeah, again, both of these characters can benefit from a lot of momentum. Although Alex, obviously, if he gets a command grab in the middle of the screen, not as much.
Right.
But G, obviously, is one of those characters that once he starts, man.
Ooh. A lot of exchange of normals in this part of the game, right? Dark is just trying to catch Neguinho with that roundhouse, and he does so at least once.
And that's the way this works, right? It's a lot, and the neutral in this game is finding that opportunity to get the knockdown so you can start your mix.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you'll take all the damage you can in this little.
He tried to steal it away, but man, Dark was already aware of the stomp coming in, just jumped back to safety. The roundhouse is exchanged.
Yeah, one of the things about Alex is that if he does the stun gun headbutt
don't jump in on Alex. Don't do that.
Yeah, now you are in this position where you are terrified. Okay, gets away with the backdash. No crouching heavy punch that time. Maybe
Big
thought it was
surprise.
too late.
You might be right. Oh, this is huge. Double crouching medium punch into the critical art. Nice and easy because it was a counter hit.
Yeah, and I want to talk about that situation where Dark jumped away from the EX stomp.
Sure.
If you see him go up into the air with the EX like that, you're not sure if it's a stun gun headbutt or a stomp. Neither of them can hit an airborne person. The stomp just can't hit someone out of the air. So if you see it coming, you can actually just jump away. Now, if he does go for the stun gun headbutt, oh no, actually it's just a stomp. I think he can recover fast enough to catch you if he's aware of it.
Yeah, so they could pretty much go into air knee smash.
Right.
If they wanted to.
But we didn't see that from Neguinho, and so Dark was able to get away from that.
I feel like Dark just immediately saw it and jumped back in time to not get clipped, right? So either that or it's also probably like a distance issue, or AKS wouldn't like get there in time. But either way, there was a huge opportunity for Neguinho as soon as Dark jumped in on him, right? The anti-air was there. Neguinho was starting to get something going. Dark was like, you know what? I have to chill a little bit longer. I just have to play this game the whole time. I may not enjoy it, but I got to do it. Whatever it takes to win. Or maybe he does enjoy it. I don't know.
I mean, the key right now for Dark is just don't jump. It hasn't really... Yeah. He paid off that one time because Neguinho was in the middle of a button. But for the most part, he has gotten crouching heavy punch. So like you said, just...
And he's done a great job of being very ambiguous between fireball and normals, right? Neguinho has made that commitment a couple of times and gotten punished into jumps, right? So it's been great for Dark so far.
Yeah, getting hit by those crouching medium kicks by Alex at max range, not really a big deal.
And again, just keeping him out of the way. Yeah, you cannot charge that V skill so long as G has dash punches in his inventory.
He's like, you're all warmed up, huh? I'll set you on fire. That's how warm you'll get. Oh, this is a dangerous situation, but he's got a lot of meter right.
Ooh. And that's going to be fine, right? Max presidency no matter what because of V-trigger.
Yeah.
You know, Dark was going to take that gamble no matter what. That's a G thing to do. It's like, I'm going to check you. You're going to walk towards me. I'm going to check you with this low, and I'm going to cancel off anyway. I'm going to be fine.
It's just ain't nothing but a G thing, right?
That's for sure.
What a G. All right, back to this neutral again. So much of this matchup between them has been about this neutral here on who can get the in. But again, G definitely has this advantage because of the range on the normals, the buffer ability, and that fireball.
Yeah, whereas Alex, on the other hand, is just going to be poking around. Not going to get any sort of big confirms off of it because a lot of it is incancelable.
And he's gone for that lariat a couple of times. In the first game, he got it one time, and it really helped him because it caught him out of the dash.
Ooh, that's a big normal to cancel off of the big heavy fierce. Ugh.
All right.
The heavy punch, I should say. Oh, he tried it again.
This is dangerous. He goes for the reset, and it pays off. Goes for the meaty. Big damage.
Don't get command grab for sure.
Oh, God. Just trying to play as much defense as possible.
Dark willing to just sit there, but it is trigger too, so you might get DDT'd.
Oh, chip, that was it. That was heavy punch in the super right there. That was all that was going to be. Neguinho had to do something. No invincibility, no real armor for Alex. I think that was kind of a KO situation. I think that was a checkmate situation.
100% it was. Yeah, there was nothing that would have saved Alex in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Nothing with like armor. At that point,
I wonder if he could have gotten the EX elbow slash out in time. Maybe did he have EX?
No, like he did have bar, but I don't think he would have.
Okay,
it's not frame one.
Yeah. So there you go. Unfortunately, that's it for Neguinho on the winner side. He will be being sent to the loser side, however, so he still has a chance, one more chance on that side. But our top 8 winner side has been established. It's Jaleshe going up against Zangief Bolado, and then Ronaldinho going up against Dark. Those will be starting tomorrow at the same time we started the stream today. But those 4 players get to chill and rest for the rest of the day and practice for their opponent now.
Now it's time to get extra sweaty. This is the time where people get eliminated, right? In the loser side, Blue versus Alexis coming right up, but there's also Clayton versus Saitama, Shushu versus Juninho, HK Dash, and Saga's Thug Life as well. And then you see, of course, the round 2 pool.
Yeah. Neguinho, Chocotone, Paulo Web, and Didimokof are waiting their opponents.
The pool of sharks, man. All of these players, very, very talented, very, very scary to go up against. So we're going to see how that plays out. I'm very excited to see it. Blue versus Alexis, Colleen versus Sagat.
So we had a Sagat player, and it's not Sagat's Thug Life, huh? You know, because I think maybe.
I get that. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, do you think it would be a Sagat player? No, it's a Balrog player.
Okay. Fair enough. And we've seen how well Boxer's done, last week. But, of course, we're starting with Colleen versus Sagat. We definitely also got to see Bonchan do some damage with Sagat at the Red Bull Kumite, a character who is largely considered really strong now. He's got a lot of little quality of life buffs that I feel like have added up pretty decently.
Right. I'm very curious to see that myself, honestly, but I'm also going to get into these quotes first before we get into it. Blue and Alexis. This is what they had to say going into their top 16. Alexis says, Blue is a great player and a great friend. One of the strongest and most versatile I know. I know he plays with many characters of very different styles, but I will try to focus on my usual style to offer a good fight.
These guys we're back to wholesome again here. We're back to the wholesome.
I like it. They're keeping us on our toes, James.
Yeah, well, let's see what Blue BR has to say about his opponent. The Brazilian scene is on fire. The community has been organizing to have championships every week. Thanks to that, I am in the top 16.
I dig that.
I would have loved it if he was like, I am not actually good friends with
He was lying in his quotes. I have never met him in my life. No, but that's great. They have their local scene organizing every single week, as they should, honestly. That's the best way to level up, being able to participate each and every single week. Whether you go 0-2, whether you make it into like top 16 for that one or even top 8, right? It's still all a learning experience, and you get to even meet more people.
Yeah, I mean, it's no question why, areas like NLBC and Wednesday Night Fights have bred champions for so long. It's just, obviously they're in prime cities, of course. That helps a lot. But also, it's just week after week they're playing this, and that consistency and that practice is what's going to get you to these positions. And I love the fact that Blue acknowledged that it's the weekly events that got him to the point where, he can get in there into the top 16. So
what does that mean, James? Support your locals. That's what that means. That's what that means.
Absolutely. And it's such a powerful tool, and it's such a powerful weapon to have to be able to hone yourself in these high pressure situations week after week after week, because it's stressful, man.
It's tough, without a doubt. Online environment, it's super tough.
CPT is hard.
CPT is hard. Yeah, that's right. Shout out to Idazan for that one.
Was that the actual quote? I can never remember now, but yeah, it's basically what it is. CPT is hard.
That's all it is. That's just the way the cookie crumbles, honestly.
Did I get that backwards all the way? I think it was Alexis who was saying he got in there thanks to the weeklies. That was his quote, right?
Yeah. No, that was
Blues. Okay.
Right.
Cool. But here we go. It is going to be Colleen. At one point in time, Sagat was Bison's number 2. We've got Colleen, who's Gil's number 2, right? So, we've got a battle of this, of the second commands.
I like how you tie the storylines together, James. That's always impressive to me. I can't believe Fong is now the number 2.
Yeah, well, that's what he does.
Sagat doesn't want to be a bad guy anymore. Yeah. Except he wants to throw these tiger shots, and Blue hasn't had an answer until that back roundhouse connected.
Remember, Sagat isn't the bad guy anymore. That's still Zangief, right? Because he is the bad guy.
Yeah, probably, actually, yeah. I don't know if you know how they conned him into thinking he was a villain.
Yeah.
He's trying to support Mother Russia. Okay.
Yeah, I think they said it was just that they thought it would be more humorous to have Zangief say that instead of Bison.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, and then he does go in for the throw. I like it.
Does have a trigger on deck still, or activated, I should say. Alexis, misplaced Tiger Knee, but not a big punish at all from Blue.
Yeah, missed the cancel on the second one. Oh, was he going for some crazy trade combo? I'm not sure. But there you go. He's been able to punish with that multiple times. That's safe. That was such a read. Oh, that's so sick.
Great blocks there from Alexis. Gets chased down, though. Here comes Blue, relentless.
Oh, but he missed the Tiger. EX Tiger. If he had gotten that, he would have won. He had the meter for it. I saw it. If he did the standing light punch into EX Tiger like he's done 2 or 3 other times in that round, he would have had that first round, but unfortunately he's gonna go down.
Ooh, giant crush counter. I'm glad there wasn't just a normal Tiger uppercut. He made it hurt. And he was holding on to V-trigger for so long.
Yeah, you're right.
Alexis didn't have a chance to activate, I guess.
Oh, no, again a miss. Ooh, too far away for that to connect.
Checking with the lows now. Just trying to keep out of the corner is Alexis, but more often than not, he's finding himself. Perfect. Look at the knockback. Because of the charged up V skill, you get the enhanced Tiger uppercut.
Oh, he's in. Here we go. But didn't go for couldn't go for the heavy parabellum, so couldn't get the knockdown off of that.
Oh, you thought you could parry me? Alexis going for an empty jump throw.
Oh, gets away and still gets the crush counter punish.
Drops it, though.
Drops the combo, and that's going to give it to Alexis. And now Alexis just has to not let himself get into his own head thinking, I should have won already. had I gotten that light punch in the EX Tiger shot.
Try to get a punish on the...
Yeah, missed it that time. Maybe he didn't have the meter. I'll have to double check, but here we go. Gets in there with the vanity step.
Checking with the medium kick again, trying to push back so he gets in within range for safer Tiger shots, right?
I love him spotting that he's going to land on the fireball and getting the angry Scar charged up.
Oh, giant roundhouse connecting against Blue, but still getting checked in this corner by Blue, not letting him escape. EX vanity step, past the fireball.
That's
giant crush counter, and that's going to be more than enough for Blue.
Oof, there you go. So Blue's going to take game number 1. I don't want to put too much about that one missed combo at the end of round number 1, but it could have been a very different story if he did in fact have the meter. I'm not 100% sure.
Sure.
He could have gotten the meter from the hit that killed him, so
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure.
It's been a very slow-paced match for the most part. Blue has been the one that has been trying to traverse past the maze of fireballs for the most part, but that's all that the strategy has been so far from Alexis, is throw out a lot of these Tiger shots for the most part. Again, it's worked a good amount of it, right? This is just fine. This is tough to get around. I get it. I feel like he could have uppercut in that
Yeah, I
situation.
feel like he could have there too, but I think it was a little tentative. And now you see how he uses the
There it
barrage
is.
of fireballs to also get the forward dash to get in there every once in a while, switching it up from defense to offense. It's one of the keys. Yeah, he's worried about the jump now. Now that he's convinced that Blue isn't going to jump, he's going back to the Tiger shots. Ooh!
And I'm liking this more from Alexis, but here comes that parry from Blue. Make it hail. Rock bottom instead.
Activate, but out of the air, and here comes Colleen. Back throw, backdash. Oh my gosh, still had the time to get that crouching heavy punch out. And just like that, Alexis is going to be caught up in life and has the corner position. So great start of the round for Alexis.
Excellent throw tech as well from Alexis. There's the activation we've been looking for. I want to see some of these Tiger Cannons hit.
Oh, he's so scared of that. Oh, he's got him. He's got him. Not sure what caused Blue to just walk into that V-trigger, but works out for Alexis.
Got checked at a moment's notice. Probably just went forward and got clipped by the cannon. Trying to challenge that forward medium kick. Oh!
No DP, no DP.
And I like that side switch now. Alexis with a lot of room to work with, giving him a lot more liberty to throw out these Tiger shots without fear, but there is fear of the jump still.
Was that actually a punish? I didn't see counter hit written there.
I'm pretty sure it was a punish.
Okay. I can never remember how long the counter hit state lasts for fireballs like that. Wow, just a sweep. I like it.
Excellent check from Alexis.
All right, corner now. Knockdown into the corner. Mix-ups. Goes for a safe jump.
Forward throw. There's the activation route from low medium kick. Alexis still gets the punish on the Parabellum.
I love that. And then with the Tiger Knee ender at the end of that, he gets to push out so far.
Swinging away with a lot more normals. He's anticipating the dash from Colleen.
Right.
Will there be an EX? Oh, there was an activation from the V-trigger. Tried to get past the...
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
But he's got the EX and he's got a V-trigger.
Don't get thrown. I told you not to get thrown. That was a do-or-die situation, though. Like, you can't take the throw in that corner. You're not allowed to. You didn't have enough life left. But I like the idea from, like, Alexis so far. I mean, again, letting it rain with these Tiger shots for a good amount of the game.
And then getting shimmied right there. And now Alexis backed into the corner.
Full critical alert on deck, though, right? He might get a confirm. Yes, sir. And then push Blue back. Exactly what I was looking for from Alexis. Great awareness on the Parabellum punish.
All right, back to the neutral. Gets through there. And again, no DP from Alexis. It's just you're not sure if he's going to just do vanity step into nothing. And so I think when he hops forward, it's catching him off guard. Yeah, can't get away from the throws like that. Activation. Chance to do big damage here, especially with that critical art on deck. Not a counter hit.
You saw him grab the startup of the Fierce?
Very fortunate for him.
Look at how much defense Blue is playing. He doesn't want to press any buttons, right? He's just walking back.
Because
That's exactly why. And just in case it didn't kill, there was 100% going to be a critical one. 100%.
But he did it the easy way first. It's like, I don't need to do the super. Just here we go with the standard combo. So there you go. Alexis tying it up 1-1. And again, this is now the loser side of the bracket. So whoever loses this match is sent out of the tournament, tied for 13th place. And so this is going to be a brutal one. But, you know, only one person could move on at this point.
And from what I'm seeing right now, Alexis has really tightened up some of the Tiger Shot placements. I feel like there's been a good amount of times where he can punish any sort of vanity step hop over into an uppercut, right? He just wasn't, he didn't have full faith in it, I should say, at the time. But for the most part, these Tiger Shots have been pretty solid.
And interesting now, we're seeing what the adjustment from Blue is right now, is trying to throw out the hail in neutral right now. Try to help him get in or maybe trade, but it's not really paying off.
Yeah. Against the King, there's no way you're getting a hail off in time. There's no way.
Well, all hail the King, right? That's what Blue's attempt is right now.
That's bars. I like that.
Oh,
and again.
Yeah.
Blue has just been flustered by primarily one
and
thing.
Now he's out of the corner, but it doesn't even matter. He's going to get the kill. Yeah, like you said, the adjustment to the fireball game from Alexis right now has been huge, and the hail just hasn't been working for Blue.
Even when he didn't get to contest the fireball, Alexis just dashed back.
He was like, I'm not dealing with this. Oh, got him with the shimmy. But then,
big whiff punish, but nothing of it afterwards.
Oh, beautiful
excellent
timing. And there we go, the stun. So this is going to be huge damage for Blue. No, not much scaling on this.
What an excellent call from Blue to start this whole sequence off, right? EX Vanity Staff at the right time.
Got him. Oh, but not into the V-trigger. He's fishing now. He's still got another shot of that V-trigger.
Oh. Didn't want to let the trigger rip yet. Did catch the low earlier. Uh-oh. Activation, raw activation with the trigger.
Oh, he
where
ran
into it.
He's going to do it. He's going to go for it. I don't think this is going to kill.
I don't think she's dead.
So this is going to be a close one.
There's no way, right?
He spent all this meter. Is he going to get the payoff for it? Oh, that was so smart. He didn't throw the meaty tiger.
You can't throw. You can't. Oh, my God. Caught him moving. Caught him moving and eliminates Blue.
That was, I mean, he bet it all with the super, and, my heart just starts to go, oh, God, if this doesn't pay off, but it paid off. Caught him walking with the towards light kick, and there you go.
I was so nervous what was going to happen afterwards.
Towards medium kick,
yeah. So I was thinking, while in V-Trigger, too, right, with Colleen, I was hoping Alexis, please don't throw out a fireball. For the love of God, don't do it. That's all Blue is going to be looking for. But either way. That's not how it went down. Alexis eliminates Blue 2-1 in probably our closest set thus far.
Yeah. And it's going to be Alexis going up against Alex. So you got a double Alex match here. But he's going to be going up against Naguinho. And
now we're moving on into Clayton versus Saitama.
That's right. And again, moving along. So these first loser side matches are going to advance forward to fight one more. I know you're a big fan of Saitama. I've seen the cosplays before,
It is what it is. I was blessed that way. Clayton versus Saitama. Now we're gonna see Vega versus Lucia, a match that is very uncommon. Yeah, but, I'd imagine you've fought a handful of Vegas in your time being a Lucia main.
It's interesting because Lucia. Last time we saw Lucia here, I had talked about how I think that she's getting stronger. Then they buffed her in the most recent patch with some pretty significant buffs. I mean, she got 2 really, really amazing quality of life buffs. It's still hard against Vega because Vega's range is really good against Lucia, and he can also jump over fireballs well. He can also, if he sees the flicker shot, the first half of the fireball.
You just slide under.
Just slide. You just go right in and just try to trade. If you hit, you get a crush counter, even if you trade with the fireball. And so it's not a good situation. It's a tough match, but like I said, Lucia, the buff to her V skill 1, now keeping her in range of a throw, is really scary. And now she can do crouching medium kick, run up kicks, and actually still get Oki without meter.
A huge deal.
So those 2 buffs, I feel like, have really propelled propelled Lucia even into a stronger stratosphere, and I'm really excited to see how how Saitama actually handles this match. We're going to be both so biased for this guy, I swear. It's, apologies to Clayton ahead of time.
No, I'm a Clayton fan, all right?
Yeah.
Let's take a look at what both of these players had to say getting ready for their top 16. Starting with Clayton, my expectation for the top 16 is to give my best and represent the great Vega. I like that.
I like it. I like how a lot of these guys are talking about how much they just want to represent their character. So let's see what Saitama has to say about this. Saitama,
I like that. Same haircut and everything. My man.
First, congratulations to the top 16. Aw, wholesomeness here. I hope to have a great fight. Clayton made it here after defeating several strong opponents, so I have to be careful.
I can't let you get close. I love it.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun match. Now, again, like I said, Lucia wants to get in on Vega, and Vega doesn't have the greatest defense once people get in on him.
Yeah.
So if Lucia can get in, and like I said, 2 buffs that allow her to keep pressure a lot better, being able to do single hit confirms into V skill 1 to be able to keep the pressure. Now you have a true Street Fighter RPS situation, rock, paper, scissors situation. And if he ever confirms crouching medium kick into up kicks, gets to keep the pressure against Vega. So let's see if he's utilized and learned how to use those tools. Of course, the patch only just dropped like a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
So,
and there were some changes to Vega as well. Towards his V-Trigger 2, I'm kind of curious to see how many Vega players have adopted the use of V-Trigger 2 more often than not for certain matchups. And it's not going to be the case for this particular matchup. It's going to be Bloody Kiss still. That's V-Trigger 1 as well as V-Skill 1.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Bloody Kiss can sometimes just get you out of situations. That is one of his pressure escapes.
Sure,
right?
yeah. And it could also snipe down a lot of attempts to throw out a fireball too. If sweep is not within range, like if you're playing full screen or something like that. Yeah. Or maybe interrupt your jump too, just in case you're about to get anti-aired or something,
Yeah.
Like arrows.
And again, of course, a lot of my experience against Vegas were pre-patches, and, I'm a scrub. So let's see how well Saitama handles this match. He can probably do a better job than I can.
All I know is he's going to take more than one punch.
See, there you go. He gets the Oki now. So important for her. And he's trying to slide through the fireball, but not quite getting through on time.
It's tough, yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to V-skill through it. Maybe try to ace also. Oh, no anti-air there from Clayton.
Oh,
back
too far
instead.
away. That's unfortunate. Yeah. And you can see, I love the way that Saitama is playing with the fireball, though. He's making it very hard for Clayton really to do anything about that. See, while Clayton's ready to try to punish the fireball, he's not throwing him. When he gets the opportunity, then he does. So he's doing a good job.
And he's baiting it. That's exactly what he was looking for. Saitama is playing on point. EX command grab from that far. Hit him again.
The mix-up start from there, but Saitama out of there. Ooh. Here we go. V-Trigger 1 activated. So scary.
Super plus still.
Take the throw. Take the throw. Oh, that's punishable. That was -6. Didn't get the punish. Actually, I think that was the EX one. That might have only been -4.
I think it was the EX one, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Oh, here we go.
Another counter hit. Man! Clayton has just found the right timing for the buttons towards that last segment, or that last sequence. Saitama was trying to counter poke his way out, got counter hit twice over, and it was enough for Clayton to be within range for the EX command grab.
Again, going back to this fireball game that has been working out, but there you go. Finally got the slide through there. And first time, gonna go for the wake up EX. Just do it.
Perfect timing for Saitama.
Nice catching with that surprise slide. Usually is minus. I mean, at max range it is plus, but a lot of times it just catches people off guard. Hit stun is so short that it's hard to react to really fast. Oh, nice!
Counter hit. This is going to be great for Clayton now.
Not really a canned setup after that. Here we go. Gonna spend extra meter for the damage. Oh! He was trying to go for the shimmy into the run. I think he negative edged the run, but it worked out for him anyway.
Saitama in great position right now. Clayton is trying to make a comeback here.
Ooh,
Sky high.
This is a start. As low as possible to get the plus
Always
frames.
looking for the command grab this time around. I feel it from Clayton. Took the claw off.
Yep, gonna use
Right
that
back
to get in. Kicks it away, but not using the heavy kick one.
Oh.
And now it's all out.
Thought he was within range, so probably whip punish and just runs into the fireball.
That was odd. I didn't see a counter hit or anything.
No,
He
just ran into it straight
Yeah.
up. Clayton.
Ooh, got the jump in there. Can't let Lucia get free jumps in on you like that.
No free anything. Charge extra on the card.
Yeah, but that's why that fireball, oh, that was so smart. He wanted to get in after the fireball, so just caught him surprised. Normally, you don't think Lucia can hit you at that range, so the EX run V-Skill 1 catches a lot of people off guard.
There it is. Finally gets the Azuna drop after that.
Yeah, keeps aside. What's he going to go for? Oh, V-Reversal out of there.
Excellent.
Oh, that was weird. It hit once on the way up. So still have the second half on the way down.
And keeping the fireball game alive is Saitama, right? Just really keeping Clayton guessing, especially with V-Trigger, fireball being
Oh, yeah, you got to watch out. It still bounces.
Ugh.
Okay.
Trigger no longer a threat, but it is for Clayton at least.
Yeah,
There it
punish
is,
that.
finally
You
a
gotta
punish now.
Oh, lands the cross up. It's going to be big damage off of this.
Azuna drop.
Oh,
Not
but
quite
so much
dead.
scaling.
Yeah, there were a lot of lights involved in that entire sequence. EX Sky High Claw, the answer he's been trying to look for past the fireball game.
So fast.
From that side of the corner to the other, man. That's Vega.
Ooh. I forgot that is an option to stop that fireball, so that's actually kind of does it have projectile invulnerability on that? Yeah, okay. Ooh, that's rough. Okay.
It was an excellent decision, though. I mean, like he was saving a lot of his meter for a lot of like shenanigans with command grab. I feel like he's done it twice over in the first round. Wow, you see how far he walked up just to poke with the crouching medium punch? Again, that has decent range on it, but he was like in her face with that.
One of the best strengths of Lucia is her foot speed, but Vega's got plenty of that too, so gotta be careful. Look at that, nice. Ugh, no free fireballs for you. Goes for the shimmy. But nice defense from Saitama, but not anymore now. Here we go, pressure in the corner. This is where Lucia can suffer, trying to get out of this corner.
And I like the aggression coming from Clayton. There's the activation now from Saitama. Being at a deficit, though, let's see what he does to get back the advantage. No, sir. Gets stopped dead in his tracks.
Look at this, spending all the meter for as much damage, and he still goes for it. The desperation uppercut's going to work out. Too far away for the crouch heavy punch to connect.
He had the right intuition to anti-air. It's just, you know, a little shy. A little shy from hitting the mark. Ooh. Establishing the fireball game yet again. Clayton had an opportunity to slide through it, to be honest with you. Again, he's just gonna take it.
All right, but he's gonna get closer into the corner now. So has this pressure situation. This is where Lucia shines, but Clayton getting out of there with a well-placed ace. Now look at this.
He's waiting for it. Yeah, he's looking for normal whiff punish or another fireball to go through. Yes, sir. With the V trigger instead.
And this is where, like I said, I feel like this is a hard match, is that she doesn't really get a chance to throw fireballs as freely against this character. Oh, here we go. Oh, got him!
Bait.
That's dead.
I like that. The classic, right?
Yeah.
Dash up in their face as soon as they wake up. Let the flame kicks rip.
Yeah, in V-Trigger, it acts just like the EX. So it's -2 on block. So you can throw it out there and not be punished for it. You lose your turn, but if you hit, you know, say hello to like 40% damage right there.
The risk reward on it is way more than the reward, for sure. Ooh, another big jumping from Clayton, calling out the fireball. That's two sequences in the row.
Right there because he's got the critical art. And that's going to do it. Clayton is going to advance forward. Saitama is out of the tournament.
Man.
To much of the dismay.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me when you say that. Don't you look at me, James.
I guess was defeated by the one claw man and has decided to make it through. The one stab man, I guess you can go.
No, there were multiple stabs. That entire set.
Fair enough.
It was a very interesting exchange because I felt like Saitama was controlling the pace very well for a majority of the set. But Clayton, when he gets his moments, he made it hurt. It was very... a very convincing game from Clayton. It's just I felt like the pacing of it all was all Saitama. It was so strange.
Yeah, for sure. But, I guess that's just the way it works. He was zoning really well with the fireballs. The fireball damage is there. Doesn't add up to a lot. So that way when Vega did get in, and Vega was a character, remember, in the first few seasons, everyone used to complain. Vega couldn't do damage. He couldn't do damage. That's not a problem anymore. Vega can definitely dish out the damage now.
Yeah. So we have a Vega player moving on, facing off against Chocotone. If you guys want to check out the top 16, we're getting ever so close to our top 8 candidates, right? Negrinho versus Alexis, Chocotone versus Clayton, and of course, we still have to go through Shushu and then Juninho, as well as HK Dash versus Saga's Thug Life.
Yeah, those matches are going to be coming up after the break, but I just want to mention that I'm really excited to see Shushu here because, like I said, I think he was one of the first Brazilian players to qualify for CPT, and it was just really cool to see. And like I said, after that year, I think it was like 1 Brazilian, then 2 Brazilians, and 3 Brazilians made it into CPT, and it just kept growing, and he was kind of the start of that trend, and so excited to see that he's still here doing damage with that Chun-Li. Yeah.
No, without a doubt. So very curious to see it. Juninho versus Chuchu is what you could expect after this break. When we continue off, we'll see more of our Brazilian competitors here in the CPT.
without stop.
The main event!
Fight!
Light it up. What a power to the earth! See what I'm really made of.
Pleased to meet you.
The honor was mine.
I'll settle this.
I'm shaking here.
Bow down before my psycho power.
All right, everybody, we are halfway through the losers bracket, round number 1, to find out who is going to be playing tomorrow in the top 8. So we just saw a bunch of really good matches so far. Again, this is the danger zone because we're in 2 out of 3.
Yes.
But we're going to be going next to Shushu and Juninho.
Absolutely dangerous territory because of what happens after round 1 as well. Again, this is the loser side, and we're going to see Chuchu and Juninho, but we also have HK Dash and Saga Slug Life, right? But you still have to go through the killers that were in the winner's side previously, right? In round 2. So it's even more dangerous, even if you're winning.
You can see Alexis.
You still gotta fear it.
Yeah, Alexis has to go up against Neguinho. Clayton's going to be going up against Chocotone. The winner between Shushu and Juninho going up against Paulo Web. And then the winner of the last round 1 match has to go up against Didimokof, who had got sent to losers by Jaleshe. Just an unfortunate way that the brackets kind of formed out there.
Man, and that's super tough. All these talented players just going at each other. I mean, that's just the way the tournaments work.
Yeah,
I can't
of
feel
course.
too bad for them because they made it into top 16.
Yeah, once you get in the top 16, that's it. You know, every matchup is going to be a struggle.
If they were like related, like they were brothers or something, and they had to play on the same setup together, like
Mario and Luigi got to fight each other right away.
They can only use one. They can only use one like station, right? They only have one station to play Street Fighter V at, and only one of them can play their tournament match. The other one has to get DQ'd. That's the only time I'll feel bad for them. Right now, not the case.
Yeah,
right?
shout outs also to Mario and Luigi, 2 of the SoCal players that Wednesday night fights all the time, in case people are wondering what the heck I'm talking about. So
we do have our players ready for the top 16 for the matchup. Shushu versus Juninho. Let's see what they had to say to each other into their matches here. Shushu says, "It was kind of frustrating and very difficult to get here. With so many good players in the top 16, I just hope I can play the best I know how and get the results my current level deserves." Ooh, I like that.
Current level
Let
deserves.
me see what that level is like. Let me get my scouter level reader real quick.
Dang. All right. So there's a little bit of a humble brag right there.
I like it.
Let's see what Juninho has to say. Let's see, go wholesome or challenging? This top 16 reflects the best Brazilian players today, some old ones and some new. They are all to be congratulated. I hope to show a good match for all the fans. That is definitely a wholesome one right there. Look at that. They are all to be congratulated. And again, you could tell the way that a lot of the attitudes, a lot of these players are just like, we're so happy that we have this opportunity. We're so happy to have Brazil being its own region like this, and they just want to show off the skills that they have.
And it's such a huge region, right, man? We've highlighted like a good amount of regions in general with the CPT, but they've done a great job. But the Capcom Pro Tour has just done a fantastic job of really getting it down to showing off more and more talent, right? We've added even like more areas, more regions, actually, right? And even more events in general. So it's very exciting to see.
And you know, I mean, I've heard from people like there's some areas that they still feel aren't quite represented enough.
Not quite,
but as this keeps growing, you know, we're covering new areas that weren't represented last year, this year.
Yes.
And so as long as it keeps growing, as long as we all keep playing some Street Fighter V, it will get to all these areas for sure.
Absolutely. It's proof that we're taking the steps forward. So
classic match here. You know, I joked about Season 1 last time. No, we're talking Street Fighter 2 here.
I like that. Oh, this is going to be big for Juninho now. One more for stun.
Oh, good start for Juninho using this very strong Ryu now.
What a backdash, too, to save his life.
Yeah. See if he can get something going with that V-trigger, too. Here we go. Here comes the start. Chun-Li can do some crazy sequences with this V-trigger.
Not to mention having access to an unblockable. Being able to break your guard.
Oof. Just got hit by that fireball. Got a counter hit on there. Not sure what Shushu was trying to do. Still sitting on a lot of that. V-trigger. Oh, chases down.
I like that a lot. Now there's a big turnaround for Shushu. Still has V-trigger on deck. One large sequence could pretty much take it. Oh, what was that, the startup of a fierce heavy punch from Shushu?
Not sure, but that light kick just stuffed whatever it was.
Yeah, Juninho doing a great job of just suppressing Shushu's normal so far. Or just forward movement in general, right? I think right at the start of the gate, hit her with a solar plexus.
Was that supposed to be an EX right there? I think he might have dropped that because he got the counter hit towards medium punch into EX last time.
Possibly. You might be right. right under the fireball there, Shushu. But it's not discouraged Juninho. He's like, you know what? You're going to take more damage more often than not blocking these than getting past it.
Yeah,
I like it.
look at this. He is not scared about that crouching medium punch at all. He doesn't
Not
care.
at all. Doesn't exist to him. Again, checking the movement with that low medium kick. Trying to get it with the solar plexus. Gets stuck 2 times over with the heavy punch. There's the raw activation from the trigger.
Oh, no anti-air from Shushu.
Ooh, a lot more damage incoming. EX spinning bird kick from Shushu. Out of harm's way. Activation for
I was
himself.
about to say, watch out for crouching medium kick. Too far away for that to hit. Oh, boy.
Oh, that could have been dangerous.
Yeah. And again, going for a couple of shimmies now from Shushu. Shushu has gone for a couple of shimmies, and Juninho not biting on those at all. Again, I always feel like trying to establish the throw early on, you know, get them what?
That jump-in was sweet. I have to say, I was just looking at the angle and the timing of it all. Like, that was a sick jump-in. I'm enjoying this. No, I mean, keep going. Don't mind me.
I just looked at you and that smile you had on your face. I was like, no, I need to find out what's going on.
It was
here.
so great. Juninho playing excellent right now. Just having the right calls.
Yeah, absolutely. The fireball game that he's playing has been immaculate, but seeing that anti-air there from Shushu is a good start.
Yes. And I like it. Juninho just going back to the standard fireball game, forcing Shushu to to do nothing. Oh my gosh! What is that?
That just worked
Brazilian
out for him.
reset.
Yeah, there you go.
That was cool.
Oh, and spending one of the bars, so now probably not going to have a chance to get that. Oh,
I'm liking this.
Juninho is all over the place right now.
Ooh, let me tell you about your current level right now. Let me tell you about your current level. Oh, Juninho.
Juninho, you know what? Tomorrow we're going to see him potentially congratulating the top 8, maybe?
I don't know, man. Shushu is still not even close to out of it yet, but he's looking like he's having a hard time traversing past a lot of what Juninho's putting on the table. The fireball game. It gets countered a little bit with the crouching medium punch, but again, at this range, not as often. Big punish on the jump in.
Oh, again, almost had that jump in on the stand heavy punch.
Almost
got another smile out of Jeremy here.
Definitely almost. The solar plexus, the use of solar plexus has been so pivotal here for Juninho. He's catching the target more often than not. I like it. I'm liking it.
Not your turn.
It's always my turn with bar.
All right, here we go. And V-trigger. Oh, he tried to delay it, but if he had just landed, I think it would have worked better. This fireball, it doesn't drain any of that trigger.
We're keeping it, baby. We keep that V-trigger on deck. Look at all the fireballs he's throwing.
Oh, he's going to land on that. Oh, it's so dangerous now. He just needs one more hit. Maybe just one throw. Nice!
Very nice. A good chunk of change coming out now with a reset.
Oh.
Big tech on the throw. Very delayed on the throw. He still teched it.
That was such a delay. Oh.
You thought it was over?
I thought,
oh my God. And the one time we see Shushu successfully jump over a fireball at that exact range. Great way to stay alive. I like that a lot. Shushu with the audacity to jump in. The guess.
Hey, man, that's what you got to do against Ryu sometimes. Think of it as, you know, if you get anti-aired by Dragon Punch, is good damage, but if you actually get the jump in, you can get a ton of damage. Risk reward.
Ooh. Yes, I'm liking this.
There we go.
Throwing out the heavier normals to trade off against Fireball.
Yeah, but then missed the meaty, unfortunately. Giving Juninho.
Oh, yeah!
And also to blow up the solar plexus.
He missed the continuation of the combo.
Oh, he saw it, the startup of the move. Nice. Smart.
Oh, no. What are you going to do about these? These Fireballs are so much faster. You got to hold that. You have to hold
terrifying.
it. I'm sorry, man. Shooting at the speed of light, I feel like. Laser beams.
Oh, but here we go. I've got my own pseudo laser beams.
Oh, no. Rocket fists.
Oh, what the heck? Just clip it. Not enough to kill. Not enough to kill. Oh, no.
Don't get thrown. Oh, he's still covered it.
Back dash.
Juninho knew with the medium punch. Man, that was a banger of a set. I'm liking that.
Man. Exciting matchup that we saw from two guest characters from Power Rangers Battle for the Grid.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought? I never thought they'd bring Fortnite characters into this game.
Yeah,
that's
I know.
I'm loving it.
Shout outs also to Shady K, I think, who had so much fun making those characters in
Oh,
that
yeah.
game, dude.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Chun-Li and Ryu are crazy in that game. Definitely check that out. They're new DLC characters for that game. But again, shout outs to
Juninho and Shushu, man. That was probably the most electrifying match. No pun intended with the V-Trigger one. That was probably the most electrifying match we've had thus far. And it's such a it's such a travesty that it was 2-0. To be honest with you, I wanted to see a little bit more because of how they were going at each other back and forth.
Yeah, and Shushu, it really felt like he made the adjustments. And, those last 2 rounds that he had he won that last round and made it 1-1, I feel like he would have been going into the game 3 with more momentum than Juninho.
I agree.
But Juninho with the great read, you saw it was the head stomp. It was the instant head stomp that unfortunately did not kill, which sent him to the corner, which is what gave Juninho all of that ability to have that pressure. So it was that one calculated mistake by Shushu, hoping that was going to finish him off. Or at least even after he got the head stomp, he would land the cross up
but
to keep the pressure.
He moved out of the way, though. Like Juninho, as soon as he got hit by the head stomp, he accepted fate. He's like, nah, I'm just gonna keep moving forward. That's a great life lesson, too. It's like, when you get hit by the overhead, just keep moving forward. Just keep moving forward. You'll be fine.
It's so funny because Madge, Majestro's super old school guy. We used to talk about stuff, and one time he said to me, it was like, when you're playing footsies, if you get swept, don't sweat it. You'll get up again. And I was like, dude, this is like a motivational poster.
I feel it, man.
If you get swept, don't worry, you'll get up again.
That's true. That's always true. I like that. So Juninho is moving on. He's going to be facing off, I do believe, against Paulo Web, if I'm not mistaken, into round 2, which leads us into our final match from Losers Round 1. Before we get into all that, HK Dash and Saga's Thug Life. I hope I'm saying the first part of his name right.
Sagas.
I want to say like Saga's.
Oh, yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
I don't know.
I'll go with that. But, for me, I'm excited about this. HK Dash has been one of those players that I feel like has been on my radar for a long time because he has been doing so much damage with M. Bison throughout the past few years in Street Fighter V. Always one of my favorite players. I know maybe this makes me a barbarian, but I like watching Bison just kind of run over people with knees and psycho
There's
axes.
something about crush counters and heavy normal buttons that just feel good. I want to see all the change being run from them pockets. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, I want to see him just get mopped up. That's my favorite part of Street Fighter, to be honest with you.
Oh, man.
It's the classic thing when you see him just slug it out like in a boxing match. It's just all haymakers, right?
Dude,
No defense.
You remember, was it Street Fighter 4 when Guy would just punch you in the face with the heavy? It always felt like
Every time.
and now it crush counters too. So it just
it feels good. It feels good. Let's take a look at what both players have to say going into their top 16 as we get themselves ready. Excuse me. Saga's Thug Life says, "This is my first time that I've played in CPT, and honestly, I am very happy to have made it this far, even on the loser's side." Well, check it out, my bald brethren. Best of luck to you. I'm looking at look at the beard,
and he's even got like the jersey too. First time.
This is a man.
Yeah, he's got the jersey on and everything. He's ready to go.
Now, look at what HK Dash had to say as well.
HK Dash says, "I am well prepared for my opponents. Not even just the next round, but all of them. It was very difficult to make it out of my pool, and it has strengthened me."
I like that. I like that a lot.
Look at his expression. He looks like a Bison player. He looks like he's going to throw a bunch of heavy kicks into your face.
Does he have like a championship belt on him, or is that just part of his jersey?
I'm not
like
sure.
He has some sort of belt on him.
Yeah. Yeah, part of Team Showdown, HK Dash. So it's going to be a fun one here. It's going to be a lore matchup here, a little Shadaloo matchup, I think.
Right, yeah. So we're expecting Bison from HK Dash, which is, a very expected pick. Saga's Thug Life, again, being in his first CPT, using Balrog.
Yeah, and last week you and Marine saw Balrog taking one of the South American events already. And so there you go. So obviously we know how strong this character can be. But, again, it's going to be a little confusing. M. Bison, a.k.a. Dictator, Balrog, a.k.a. Boxer, in case you're from, the Asia regions where the names have not been swapped.
Right.
Capcom back in 91 was like, this won't cause a problem 20 years in the future.
Nope.
At all.
I mean, they had to play it safe. You know what's funny? Mike Tyson still didn't know that it was named after him. He still had no idea until
Only recently. Yeah,
Only
yeah.
recently.
But man, talk about one of those decisions that just years later you're like, man.
I like the skit that somebody made about these boss characters. Like they lost their names. They had to like change their names over
of
like
a poker match.
Yeah, that was great. Whoever made that, shout out to you. That was fantastic.
I remember that. It was like the true Hollywood story of Balrog. Yeah.
He's the guy who cannot kick. What's a kick? Oh, hey, it's Balrog. I love that line.
Oh man. Yeah, but again, this is going to be kind of a slugfest of a match here. Both of these characters kind of skewing towards the offense. Ooh, and here comes HK Dash. Like I said, doing the Bison thing, swinging. All right, look, you're not safe. You're not safe. I'm plus. I'm plus.
I like the anti-air there, present there from Sagaz, but now he's trying to make it more. It's -4. I hear Brian F. He's screaming it into the ether. -4.
And here we go. Got him with the overhead. Now you're in the corner. Throw. Ooh, the 3-frame wake-up button, and just canceling it into the plus EX scissor kick. So even if it's blocked, it would have been his turn. So a beautiful decision by HK Dash to try to wake up with that.
What do you mean, James? What kind of a read was that? He threw out the heavy kick. He ran right into it. What in the world?
I tell you, man, that heavy kick, when it lands, I mean, Yipes calls it the sweet chin music. I mean, that's
my God. Out for the count. Sheesh.
All right, plus. All right. Oh, tried to do something in between there. Not sure what he was trying to do. Okay, armor before the second hit of the scissor kick, but the neutral jump. So Balrog players always have to be worried about the guys going for those neutral jumps. Plus frames, plus frames, plus
Even more.
frames.
Yeah, has to use a V-shift to kind of reset this momentum, but now stuck in the corner. Still presenting more plus frames. Yeah, target combo's not going to fly here against from Sagaz.
HK Dash just using all of his V meter just to keep. Oh, again! Armoring through the scissor kick. Plus, not enough to kill. Oh! And now,
it was so close. It was absolutely so close. It was so anybody's game. Woo. This is pretty wild. This is pretty wild.
Okay. So HK Dash, they're taking game number 1 over Saga's Thug Life.
So I don't even know what it was. I feel like there was so many instances where HK Dash was just pressing on the gas the entire time. And and like I can't even call out what Sagaz actually has to do to kind of fix what's been going on. He's getting pushed to the corner pretty quickly. He gets called out for dash punches right at the start of the round. Like, I mean,
again, this is why I said I like watching HK Dash play, because he has this really kind of aggressive bite. Wow!
What an interruption between that. You thought you could get the heavy scissor kick out? No, sir. Sagaz was ready with the target combo. I'm liking this already.
Yeah, you know that the heavy scissor kick is safe on block. It's minus, but it's safe. So you want to cancel into it, but that startup.
Oh, what a great time to jump in on HK Dash.
All right. Okay, activation.
A little hesitant to move back, but yeah, so still gets back thrown for not moving out of the way, really.
And you saw him, of course, using that V-Trigger 1 power. Yep, there it is again. When you're in V-Trigger 1, you don't need to charge for your special moves as long as you're canceling into them. Oh, the invincibility on the scissors. That little bit of disappearance.
No anti-airs present from Sagaz.
Yeah, who thought Bison was going to jump at that time?
You thought you had enough to screw upper?
Yeah.
That was unfortunate. Like, listen, he had the right idea, just had no life left to do it with.
Well, the armor would have worked, but now you die. Before you could have 0 life and it would start tugging away. But now you're going to, that was one of the changes in the most recent patches, like maybe 2 years ago.
We still count that as recent. 2020 doesn't exist.
Yeah, I know. After I said 2 years ago and recent, I was like,
Yeah. It's all right. I understood what you meant. HK Dash now pushing Saga to the corner already, but again, a little bit too far out to really pursue.
And the classic jump back light punch with Dictator with Bison being such a good anti-air. Trading the crouch light punch for the jump light punch. Oh, that could have been
He could have came down with a normal.
Yeah.
To punish the dash in.
But look at this, so little health left from Saga's Thug Life's side. Oh!
That's a jump in. No, but no conversion. Sagas gets eliminated off of a Big mishap.
Yeah,
Big mishap.
That's unfortunate. Had the opportunity for a big combo, somehow missed the move in between. Came out with the low dash punch that was punishable, and we just got word that one of the reasons why maybe HK Dash has just been going in and going crazy here. But so HK Dash is a little pressed for time. Remember when I said Didimokof, after he lost, he was going to be play the last game of the day? Well, you know what HK Dash says? I'm not going to let you have to suffer through that. We're going to play our match right now. So HK Dash and Didimokof are going to play their matches because HK Dash, unfortunately, does have to.
There is a time restriction, unfortunately, between HK Dash and his opponents. But again, we'll see how it works out. He is going to be going up right away against Didimokof, and I'd imagine we'd have to go through Naguinho right after that. But we'll see how it works out.
Right.
HK Dash versus Didimokof. It's going to be Bison versus Dalsim.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this is going to be the classic offense versus defense. Dalsim's going to try to keep you away, and then Bison, once he gets in, is going to try to maul Dalsim. And but again, Didimokof, one of the strongest Dalsims out there, as Brian F. mentioned, one of the progenitors of offensive Dalsim. He was one of the most aggressive Dalsims out there. So let's see if he even is going to try to play the defensive game against HK Dash.
Nah, I doubt it. He's going to be swinging. That's in Didimokof's nature. He's just going to be swinging away. There hasn't been one time I feel like he's stopped pressing buttons for defensive reasons, right?
Yeah.
Even so, even if he were to play defense, it's a very active style defense. We kind of use that phrase a good amount, right? Active defense.
Yeah.
Although you are moving backwards and trying to get a little bit space reclaimed against your opponent, not in the format. You just want to back off a little bit while also blocking. You're still throwing out some normals, like counter poking away just in case, like jumping back defensively. Also, like throwing out a normal, like jump back jab is also a big thing that people like to do. Like that is a real thing. Active defense, and Didimokof does that really well. I feel
and it's kind of the nature of Dalsim in this game anyway, right? Because, I mean, we all call him a zoner. Is he really a zoner? Is he really a zoner? I mean, to Zangief players, maybe he is actually a zoner. But to a lot of other characters, Dalsim just has this ability to Yoga Gale, drill, Yoga Gale, and what is happening?
They gave him 3/4 of the screen with limbs.
Yeah.
Maybe like half screen.
Yeah,
pretty
and
good.
He even got a couple of. I mean, it's funny because when the season came out, and I know I ribbed Dalsim players a lot, but when they found out the light punch couldn't anti-air as well anymore, when they found out in V Skill 1 if you get hit, you get
go
knocked,
into a juggle state. Yeah,
right. They were pretty much like, well, our character is done, and then throughout this season, the success of Dalsim players culminating in Mr. Crimson winning Red Bull Kumite, has been growing, and even a player like Arturo, even before this patch, was like, no, I had it wrong. Like, Dalsim is really strong this season.
Yeah, because all things considered, you still have a brand new mechanic to work with, which can definitely be in Dalsim's favor, right?
Yeah.
V-Shift, although we don't see it as much, V-Shift can really turn the tide for Dalsim players being able to reset themselves into neutral, or at least get the V-break to interrupt, right? People are starting to get ready more and more to counter V-Shifts, but if they commit to that option, then the V-break comes in.
Right, exactly. So, for example, if you whiff the throw and they V-shift, and then you try to punish the V-shift, if they do the V-break, they're invincible as they attack you,
Correct.
so they can get through there.
Even if it's blocked, it's going to be -2.
Right.
So you're thinking about the risk reward there, right? If you V-shift in the corner, people have advised against that for a while now, but as the meta evolves, it's like, all right, well, V-shift in the corner is viable because you could V-break.
V-break, yeah. So it's really cool. But again, one of my favorite things is even the first CPT we did in Japan, right away it seemed like everybody was so accustomed to V-shift. They were using V-shift in all the smart places.
I feel like
Itazan had the punish with the knee, remember?
Oh, yeah.
And so they already felt like they kind of knew how to deal with it. But even still, it's advancing. It's still growing, the strategy.
We see it a lot more often than not as each and every one of these weekends happen with CPT. Like Japan started us off for sure, right? Then we saw the North America West region start to use it a lot more. We saw the Southeast Asia region start to use it a lot more. I mean, again, we just see it more and more times. I've mentioned that on commentary where it's like we're starting to see a lot more V shifts, a lot more V breaks, if anything, right? So that's kind of like the direction it's going towards. It's not necessarily like a bad idea in the corner anymore. It's like, oh man, I totally forgot I have to consider V break. And it all comes back to our original discussion. Like it really helps out Dalston players alleviate themselves from offensive mix-ups or offensive threats for the most part. It's not the end-all be-all though, for sure. And also considering Dalston, although he got nerfed in those two big aspects of his gameplay, he did get some slight changes to like the Gale into like Trigger 2.
Right, yeah. I mean, this recent patch, he got a couple of things, you know,
with, with Trigger 1. Yeah, being able to reach out further for hit, that's amazing. That is amazing.
He didn't have enough range.
No, not all. Stubby limbed character.
I'm trying to think here too, because I mean, V-Shift obviously is a brand new mechanic, and I haven't studied all the details of it yet. So even for me right now, you know, we were talking about going into the V-break, turning it invincible. Like for example, if you whiff the throw and they try to punish it,
sure.
Can you still hit them with the? Are they still vulnerable? And can you hit them with the crush counter before the V-break activates?
You're holding it down. It's like one full. If you hold it down or like mash on it, it's still considered one full sequence. It's not like you could V-shift. Interrupt or like V-shift, there's a spot where you can like V-break again because it's like it's a full commitment.
Right, but the thing is, if you I know what it is, because if you so what happens is if you whiff the throw, they don't go into the slow motion. If you don't go into the slow motion, you can't V-break. You can only V-break off the slow motion. Yeah, so actually you can still punish the V-shift even if they.
Is that true? I don't know. Like
I think so. See, this is
now we do have a setup. I'm gonna hold on. I'll be back. I'm gonna try.
Yeah, I know, right?
Because you can still V-break regardless.
No, I think it's only on the slow motion that you can V-break. I think.
You know, now I'm tripping. I feel like, man, how many times have I actually pressed the V-shift and V-break? To be honest with you.
But actually, it sounds like.
We are changing it back, actually. We just got news that we're going back to Naguinho and Alexis. Order has been restored in the CPT. And I'm glad you guys got to stick around for our rant.
Yeah,
a very educational rant.
Oh, man. Okay, so, yeah, I guess HK Dash and Didimokof maybe a little bit later. Not sure when. But Naguinho going up against Alexis, and you know, just let us know on the social medias about all the V-shift stuff. But you know,
because I rarely use it. I only use it like to get myself out of situations of wake up. But I've never actually used like a V-break.
That's the craziest thing. Is like, you know, for me, there's so much about muscle memory that lets me do these things. And when I play, even with the V-shift available, I rarely use it because my hands just aren't accustomed to doing it enough because I haven't, you know, used it enough yet. So. But again, I really like the mechanic. I think it adds a lot to the game. Like, when they first debuted it, I was super ecstatic that they gave us a new defensive mechanic.
Oh, big jump in here from Naguinho. Again, this is going to be a Sagat versus Alex matchup? What year is this?
Two characters who have been kind of sitting in the doldrums for a while, listening to their fan base complain about the strength of these characters. Oh, just kneed him right in the face. He tried to go up into the air for a stomp or a stun gun. But we saw this from Alexis doing a good job keeping out his previous opponent with fireballs. But, woo, what a tech.
This is tough. V-Trigger 2 is active. But again, Alexis doing a great job of keeping, or actually just chopping down Naguinho's health little by little with the Tiger shots. A lot of them at that.
Oh, getting in with that stomp. You see, trying to mask the charge.
Oh, that's huge. Yeah, big conversion. He's not going to spend critical art.
Yeah.
He's going for the pushback and setting up the fireball game again. And just off the mark, Naguinho goes for the stomp just behind Alexis.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have the cross-up box like it did in Third Strike, unfortunately.
Thank goodness.
I've heard so many people lament that you saying thank goodness just is awesome.
That's just me being a scrub, to be honest with you.
But the problem, too, is even if it was blocked, it was probably going to be punished anyway, you know, because Alexis hadn't committed to anything at that point in time. Okay, there we go. Getting in there.
And
Yep.
Gets the cancel into the V skill as well.
He's all warmed up. That's the trigger. Follow up with regular throw. Goes for a shimmy, but wasn't close enough to get the low hitbox on the crouching Sagat.
What did you try to do? What did he try to do? I think he went for either like the stun gun headbutt or the
stomp or something.
The stomp again. And he just gets caught. Unfortunately gets caught.
Those are those long limbs of Sagat. You know, back in the day, we used to say he had like the long limbs of the law or something like that, because that jumping heavy kick in the old games was ridiculous for Sagat.
It's pretty big, yeah. I mean, like, again, being able to have that medium kick into the Tiger Cannon is crucial. Crucial. It's a big hit confirm for Sagat to get some big damage.
And you remember when he first came out, people were like, no, V-Trigger 2 is the way to go. V-Trigger 2 is the way to go. And it's really shifted for Sagat. V-Trigger 1 is definitely the one that I see more often from Sagat players.
We saw Bonchan utilize V-Trigger 2 over in Kumite as well. So, I mean, it very much so varies with the matchups.
And again, shoutouts. I mean, one of my favorite things about the most recent patch that came out is they explicitly said in the notes they're trying to balance out the usefulness between the triggers and the skills. And I love that. I'm so glad that's one of their goals.
Making sure that you use one over the other for certain matchups is great.
Because the newest characters, they've done such a good job making you want to pick one or the other depending on your matchup, your style. And if they can do that for every character, I think that would be sick.
I like the activation from Neguinho. Continuing the trigger after the flash chop.
God, and now the pressure again. That's why having that follow-up is great. He gets the Oki that he misses if he just lands command grab normally. You're
put him to sleep.
Not dead?
Not quite. Slap chop across the chest. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Neguinho getting the most mileage out of his V-Trigger 2. Not just relying on the DDTs for like any sort of reset gimmick against Alexis, but rather going into like flash chops.
Dude, this is some CVS 2 style over here, man. See these crouching heavy punches. Now that's plus unblock. Saw Alexis try to challenge, got caught.
Ooh! Checking with the low medium punch again. Neguinho is trying to play the normal game. Ooh. He said it's just been trading off. It's been an absolute clash between the two so far.
And look at all this resources. One more hit is going to equal death.
Just too sharp of an angle.
Oh, not anymore. He used up the meter. No more critical art. Trying to use that EX stomp to get in. Oh, what a single hit confirm. He probably saw the dash. When he hit the button, he saw the dash. He's like, this is going to hit. Quick, DDT. Let's go. Let's go. And it worked out, and there you go. Tying it up 1-1 here. And again, elimination match. Whoever wins this is in top 8 tomorrow.
Oh, boy. I forget how much is on the line here for these players. This is indeed the loser's side. But again, big adaptation from the side of Neguinho. Majority of the time when we've seen Alexis play, the name of the game has been Tiger Shots, Tiger Shots, Tiger Shots. But you're seeing him like throw out normals a little bit more, and he's trading off with Neguinho more often than not because of that. So I'd imagine Alexis wants to just stick it out to the fireball game again. See, now he's contesting with a lot more normals, counter hitting or counter swinging with the crouch heavy punch, getting a crush counter.
Yeah, I mean, Neguinho's doing a good job with the crouching medium punch range and such, but Sagat still just has an advantage. Right now, he's lost a lot of life, but he's also gained a lot of real estate pushing Sagat backwards.
Over the limit.
That's how you have to kind of look at it. Oh, here we go. Big opportunity.
Put him to sleep.
Okay.
Forward chop. I like that.
Oh, got him.
My
Stunned.
God,
Not
the
quite.
range.
Just needs one more hit, but that's a smart activation because he's going to lower that stun, but he's not getting out of the corner just yet.
Ooh,
what a jump. That could be it.
It's more than enough. Call him on that. Alexis with the read to get out of the range of the power bomb, which got buffed. He knew the range. He's like, I got to get out of here. I don't trust it.
And that right there is why players will sometimes, with command throws, will go for regular throw instead of command throw.
He saw it with his good eye.
Because got to keep your eye on the opponent.
I just hear Bison in my head. I guess you didn't see that, did you? Like, I love it, man. Neguinho
forgot
firing
about-
away
it's so
with the
good.
lariat again. Another one. Alexis is in fear of this command grab. If you get hit by one more lariat, it's going to be lights out. Excellent choice to V-shift.
Get out of there.
Ooh. Big crush counter.
And guess what? Out of this side. Remember, the real estate is so important. And so at this point, plus frames, but just two small hits, and Alexis is back to the neutral. Well, he's definitely been winning.
And he has trigger on deck, right? Any raw activation makes him
Oh,
even
he
deadlier.
got in, but he had no meter.
Don't you try to get out of harm's way. EX uppercut. We haven't seen that one time from Alexis. Here comes the cannons. There's another. Oh!
He went for the overhead. He tried to
went
sneak
for
it. He tried to sneak it in.
He tried to elbow him on the head, and Alex was like, nope. That was excellent time to interrupt from Neguinho.
Last
Staying alive.
game, last round.
EX Stomp finally finding the mark. Gets a time to charge up, actually.
Yeah, this is great for Neguinho, not losing a lot of his life to get to corner position like he has in past rounds.
Ooh, big roundhouse to the grill. I thought there was going to be a crush. I was waiting for the...
Oh, but you see that tiger knee gets the hit and gets Sagat some of that space that he needs to be able to walk backwards.
Ooh, checking
Neguinho.
with... Counter-poking with the crouching medium punch from Neguinho. There's the activation. Get off of me! 2 for 2!
That would have been so bad if it was...
He had a chance to uppercut. Put him to sleep.
And comboing off of lights now. Light into
Power bomb. Don't do it again. Oh, the flash. I was going to say the grab.
And he went for the regular throw. He wasn't going to die the same way he did last time. He went for the regular throw so that if Sagat had jumped out of it, he still would have recovered, gotten the crouching heavy punch, and probably taken that round
Correct. There was very little risk to that that grab, the regular grab, right? Had he committed to a command grab, it would have been all lights out for sure because of the amount of resources that Alexis had afterwards. With the punish coming down, that would have been huge.
Yeah, but there you go. Alex into the top 8 now. Character, like you said, we have seen so many buffs for at the start of this season. And really, honestly, just great job to Capcom for... I mean, it's been like we've been wanting these buffs on for Ryu, for Alex, for Nash for quite some time, and we are getting them now. These characters are getting the power up for sure.
That's what I wanted to see. It's what we all wanted to see.
Up. Yeah, for sure. But
and that pretty much solidifies at least the first candidate from loser side, right? It's Neguinho over Alexis. I mean, shout outs to Alexis as well, though. We've seen him play 2 times over, but it's still pretty impressive. He's made adaptations from his first game of losers into this one, being a very fireball heavy player into throwing out a lot more normals to contest.
I mean, his match against Blue was really, really good. And, the fact that he came out on top of that one was really telling on how he adapted on that. But unfortunately, Neguinho, like I said, that very last round, the key was that Neguinho got him to the corner without losing a lot of life. Previous round, he lost half of his life to get into that position. And that's not good. But, at that point in time, that's what you're looking at, right? Real estate and how far the opponent from the corner is almost like a resource. You kind of have to look at it that way. So Zangief players, Alex players and such, as you push the opponent towards the corner, as you're losing health but gaining the real estate, those are resources that you're trading in a lot of ways. And it's hard to think of it that way because you lose life and you get scared.
No, without a doubt. It's absolutely scary. I definitely hear you on that one. But again, Neguinho making it all the way through the top 8 with Alex. Pretty big deal, pretty significant deal. When we return, though, we'll have the rest of the candidates from Brazil showing off their strength and who will make it to the top 8. So stay tuned. We'll have more Street Fighter V coming your way after this.
shout outs once again to the entire Brazilian community out there. This is CPT Brazil, and we have been watching some amazing matches. Before we get started on the next match, I do want to give a shout out to Mr. Adriano Melo, I think it is. He told me that it is actually pronounced Neguinho, not Neguinho. So thank you for that correction. Neguinho it will be from this point.
I couldn't feel more American saying his name incorrectly. I apologize as well. Neguinho. Neguinho with Alex into top 8.
Yeah.
From the loser's side.
The best thing about it is we'll have a whole nother day tomorrow to say his name correctly. This time.
Yes. Redemption. Our redemption arc is here, and it's so sweet. And now what's even sweeter than that is the rest of the matches we have up in top 16, right? Let's take a look at who we have left down below in the pool of sharks. In fact, we had a slight mix-up, right? Neguinho versus Alexis, that's the proper order. Then it should be Chocotone and Clayton. However, we do have a sense of urgency with HK Dash and Didimokof. So instead, that's going to be the match we can expect right after this one. So we're going to see how it plays out. Didimokof versus HK Dash coming up right now. And then the rest will follow suit. Chocotone versus Clayton. And of course, Paulo Web versus Juninho, which I'm very excited about considering how electrifying Juninho's match was prior.
You know, I'm super happy that a lot of these players get to play in the top 16 and be on the Capcom Fighter stream and everything like that. It's just, guys, it's just a shame that they all can't keep moving on and get to show their stuff. It's hard to see some of these players go out. And I mean, look, we already had Didimokof going up against Jaleshe, and now either Didimokof or HK Dash has to go out of the tournament. And like I said, I love both of these players so much. Like I said, I'm a fan of HK Dash. But Didimokof, like I said, he has just had the performances. I mean, he's a Capcom Cup qualifier. He's played in Capcom Pro Tours before.
Yeah.
You know, I think he was one of the last chance qualifiers I think he made one year?
Yes,
but,
yeah. That was the year with like I think he played Jesse too.
Yeah, or
Commander
something.
Jesse match too. Yeah, but no, he made it pretty far in the last chance qualifier. He made it into it because of the last chance qualifier.
So there you go. But it is going to be M. Bison versus Dalsum as we expected. Like I said, expect offense versus more offense probably.
Oh, I like that from HK Dash. He's made all the right reads when it comes to predicting the first round move. And look at how many scissor kicks. He's charging on multiple levers, man.
As like I said, I would joke that this is HK Dash going, I don't have much time, I need to get this out of the way. But this is just, I think, how he plays. He just likes to be aggressive, and it's one of the reasons, like I said, I like watching him so much. But you see Dalsum, one of the beautiful things about Dalsum players is how good they are at spacing out that drill to be safe on block. They just have these sequences that automatically put the drills at the right spot.
Yeah. I keep forgetting Didimo is the Yoga Anvil master. He'll throw that back fierce and hit it more often than not in comparison to other Sim players.
Like, it's crazy. I feel like HK Dash has hit Didimokof way more. Didimokof has a huge lead right now.
It's true.
Oh, the throw range. Didimokof tried to walk away.
Oh, that was unfortunate for HK Dash.
Oh, yeah.
Not much he could have done about that.
Well, he just jumped at a bad timing, and then as soon as he probably jumped, he was probably like, oh, man.
Yeah, a little rough.
Ooh. Yep. Just being a little bit, trying to avoid the counter on his way down, but put himself in the corner as a result, unfortunately.
That was such a meaty drill as well. Doing it again.
Yeah.
HK Dash had to force himself to use that V-shift.
It's like I said, the Dalsum players are so good at aiming that drill.
I admire the chase down, but HK Dash does get an appropriate punish.
Oof, here we go, getting in there with that scissor kick again. And he is losing the light scissor kick, which is a -4 on block, but Dalsum can't really do much to that. Oh, what?
Oh.
Stealing the frames? Oh, he did not hit a button, but he did not crouch either to go under it.
Interesting.
And so that's going to give Didimokof the opportunity. Meaty slide. There's
How did he get away with that?
Oh, big damage. Activation now. What's the mix-up?
And just within range to give him a hug. The command grab is just there. Leave it to Bison to be that kind of evil villain. He's like, oh, you want peace? Here we go. I got you. I'll give you a hug. Command grab. Like, that's so evil.
It's a bad interpretation of what needing a hug and peace, you know? It's just like, ugh.
That's Bison, man.
That's why he's smiling all the time. It's a cruel man. Oh, not going to get the combo off that. But again, Great aim on the drill, able to block. Yeah.
Perfectly meaty from Didimo. It's always impressive to see that, but now HK Dash with a huge life lead, being the aggressor yet again.
Okay, here we go. Gonna let him cook a little bit. The V
You thought you could anvil me? Nah. The V-shift, perfect timing.
I mean, when I said that whoever lost between Jaleshe and Didimokof would probably have a great chance to make it into grand finals still through the losers bracket, forgot about HK Dash sitting there.
It just so happened that he was within the route. Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's a rough one. And I don't think Dalsum players like fighting M. Bison for the reasons that you're seeing. Is once Bison starts getting on the offense, it is absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, he's got a lot of tools in his kit that leave him at advantage, right? It's just something that just terrorizes Dalsum.
And there's one of Dalsum's weakness. He doesn't have the meter. He gets no combo off of light kick. So you saw that light punch, light kick, and that's the end. Can't do anything else.
What a time to use that V reversal, making sure he doesn't have to be suppressed by the plus frames of that Psycho Axe. But now, HK Dash in pursuit.
And you always have to be worried about jumping over fireballs when Dalsums are in the corner. They use that to teleport out of there, but nicely done.
What an appropriate reaction there. Also, the counter hit combo conversion from Didimokof was great.
Oh, the double dash to call out
It's
on
in
the
his
fireball.
name, James. It's HK Dash. It's in his name.
And he is at match point now. Oh, I'm going to take that fireball while getting hit. He still got it, though.
Don't get it. Oh,
Yep.
he called it out. Big whip punish on the limb.
Oh, coming back, but nice slide. The low profile right under that Devil's Reverse.
Oh, the anvil connects. Decent damage. And the reset, I'm liking that. Didimokof and
Yeah.
McPherson's connect.
Okay.
HK.
HK gets a throw, but take the throw. Wow. Didimokof going right back in there. Okay.
No hugs. Not today.
Yeah,
Get away from me. Ooh.
Wow, nice block, but the throw is going to give Didimokof the round. Not out of this just yet.
Staying alive is Didimokof with just one bar, and of course HK has two on his side as well. Just built the second one. Ugh. Or about to build the second one. There it is.
There's that wake up option select. Again, that time was just going for the meaty.
Oh.
Nice. Yeah, you can cancel things even though they V-shift whip, but he's going to get hit by that fireball still.
Give me that.
Meaningless. Uh-oh. Got the combo. And now the pressure to the corner. He still has that fireball charged up as well. Oh, he thought there was going to be maybe a V reversal right there.
That's
He was
exactly
trying to
it.
calling it out, but it's going to be his downfall.
It was such a great read to have because more often than not, Didimokof went for that V reversal after the Psycho Axe.
Right.
He was reluctant to do so, right? I mean, he'll block one. Then if he blocks another one, that's when the V reversals came out.
Right.
It happened so many times in that set, so I don't blame HK Dash for making that read of going into the command grab.
I just feel like you could have option selected because you can do it a little bit later because the V reversal freeze makes it so that you can't cancel into it anymore, I think. If they don't V reversal, I should say. But I'm not sure. I'll have to lab that out a little bit more. Oh, the anti-air didn't work. Close to stun.
Misuse of yoga, here it comes.
Yeah,
Time to cook him up.
Not going to juggle him out of the air that time.
Look at all the gray life that's accumulated, and that slide was so much, but HK Dash completely unfazed.
Ooh, challenging, and I saw a reversal on HK Dash's side. I don't know what came out, but it got him hit. Yeah, out of there.
I hope it didn't cost meter, because I didn't see it.
That's, ooh, I think he was expecting the cancel.
Oh, gonna get the command grab now. Another throw,
what
not
side?
quite dead yet. In pursuit.
Oh, nice, and it got rid of the bomb, too. That
So
was very
smart.
clean. Oh, but the double
Good
crouching
toe
light
taps.
kick is going to put HK Dash again at match point. This is match point number 3 for him.
And this has been very down to the wire between both players, right? HK Dash trying to catch a limb there with the V-skill usage right off the bat in round 2. Oh, Anvil, the combo extender into the Gale. Dash 2 times over, another Gale.
Yeah,
Slide?
That was definitely supposed to be another Gale, I think. But wow, a wake-up throw is going to work out for him. Yeah, you got to throw that. There you go.
Oh,
Bomb has
Feel it
been
within your
planted.
body.
Out, no more bomb.
Yeah, he had a diffusal kit on him.
Yeah. V reversals are good for diffusing those bombs, but here's another one.
The Gale again.
Yeah.
Instant air Gale. Stopping himself from being thrown, but that was a normal, I felt like.
God, Didimokof.
Oh my God! He landed so many anvils. It's looking like an Acme cartoon.
Got some Wile E. Coyote hijinks going on
That's
over
what
here.
I'm saying. No normals being caught this time. HK Dash still within range to get a whiff punish going.
God, like you said, Didimokof is just so aggressive. Brian Evan mentioned he's like the offensive Dhalsim, and we see it here. There's just no point that he seems to be satisfied with chilling, you know, like playing defense. He's always going in.
Sets himself up. EX Yoga Fire. Ooh,
Got
yeah,
him.
on the other
Got
side.
him with the mix-up, and look at the damage on that. Then the low fake and the
Man.
stun.
Zoner character. No, that fireball's coming back.
Oh!
That V skill too.
Dhalsim's got top combos. Dhalsim's got 12-hit combos. Let's go.
And it doesn't cost too much. You know? It doesn't cost too much. Not
There
bad.
you go. And unfortunately, you know, for HK Dash, who did have a little bit of time constraint, had to play this match sooner than normally scheduled. And it is going to spell the end for him here.
Yeah,
he is going to
but-
tie in 9th place, but Didimokof has moved on to top 8.
You said something very interesting in the beginning of the set. You were saying, you know, HK Dash was landing a lot of hits, but it was still Didimo with the life lead majority of the time.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
what was happening, man? It's very interesting how that played out. Didimokof, again, just being the aggressor that he can be, really showing his strengths as one of the most offensive Dhalsim players on the planet.
Yeah,
Moving on
nicely
2-1.
done. Nicely done for Didimokof. And I mean, God, that's a rough one. Like, I'm going to say I'm really happy to see Didimokof advance. I would have been really happy to see HK Dash advance.
Either of these
but
players, yeah.
Top 16, man. Your favorite players are going out one by one.
You're seeing a lot of these players really represent their country exceptionally well. So it's always going to be very tough to see them get eliminated one after another. So either way, shout outs to HK Dash putting on a great performance. I'm positive it's not going to be the last time we see him. But in the meantime, he's going to have to take a break and just chill out and watch the rest of this unfold, right? That's just the nature of the beast. Moving on, we have Chocotone versus Clayton coming up next.
Okay. So Chocotone versus Clayton. That's, again, going to be an elimination match. And then we're going to finish the day off with Juninho versus Paulo Web.
That's what I
So
wanna
2
see.
more matches. And then, like I said, tomorrow, same time, will be the top 8. And obviously, you can tell already you don't want to miss any of these.
2 more Lauras, by the way, also through Paulo Web and Chocotone.
Okay. So, again, we started this top 16 with 15 different characters.
15. The only repeat was Laura, right? Just 2 in our top 16, which is amazing to say the least, because these are the characters that we haven't seen really too often, right? I mean, like, let's be honest. I mean, Zangief, not really.
Right.
Nash, not really. Alex, heck no. Heck no. Sagat,
Right. Heck, even Dhalsim, you know, we saw him.
keep it down over there. I don't know about all that,
okay,
James.
okay.
No, I'm just kidding. You're right. Complete 180.
Dhalsim is super good now. He's super good. But you know what? Claw, a.k.a. Vega, another character who has gotten very strong. Going to be going up against Laura. We all know what Laura can do, but, you know, again, this is going to be a tough footsies match here. Laura's not the best
my
neutral
gosh.
character. She's a snowball character. Once she hits you, life becomes terrifying, but Chocotone...
But she has to hit you, yeah.
Yeah, and Chocotone choosing to spend one of his V-reversal bars already for a V-shift. But you can see that Vega is just going to cause a lot of problems. Nice.
Oh, I like the idea from Clayton too. He was chasing down the option of anything that's like quick rise or back roll, right? So Clayton doing a fantastic job, already getting himself a perfect. And you're kind of seeing the nuances of this matchup being kind of in the favor of Vega when it comes to like a neutral, right? Vega be able to out poke Laura immensely, right? But this is where it kind of changes tides. Once Laura gets in, it's tough.
And there you go, punishing the fireball on block. You got nice. Getting this crazy knockdown in the corner there.
Big block on the overhead, and I say big because look at all the damage Clayton gets and the side switch.
Doesn't choose to spend any meter on that afterwards, though. Oh, that's punish.
Not the biggest punish, but hey, damage on the table regardless.
He almost had the stun. He wanted it with that command throw, but getting out of there with the V-shift. I like it. Whoa.
I think
That's
we're
dead.
We pretty much called it on that one.
Yeah.
It was unfortunate. Clayton, again, he saw the light at the end of the tunnel trying to get the stun, but Chocotone well aware of it as well.
Ooh, I love that light kick interruption. That was so good, but that's going to be punished. And again,
Make it hurt. Make it hurt.
Laura's will be using that EX armor to try to get in a lot because, like I said, Laura's are a little bit weak on the neutral. So they try to fish with that armor.
Yeah, and they can't throw the thunderclap as freely as they could in certain matchups, right? Because of the slide that low profiles.
He's going to spend the meter this time. No.
Oh, yes, he is. Yeah, of
Did
course.
he gain the super from that? He had it?
He had it
Okay,
on deck
okay.
already. He was just trying to tack on a little bit more from the ace.
Okay, not quite enough for the kill, but right there. But Laura, so this is the start of it.
It's one wheel.
Oh,
Oh my goodness. Imagine that entire sequence. As Clayton, I have the momentum. I'm going to deal a bunch of damage. This is an opening for a critical art. All I got to do now, overhead. That's all I got to do now. And then, Laura in the party, get the mix. Here's my wheel, now my fears, and now the counter hit. Like,
showed him how to finish a fight quickly right there.
That's
how you do it. But again, Laura gonna Laura. This is exactly what she does, right?
Yes.
As a Laura players are gonna be like, man, neutral's so hard for my character. Like, I have no buttons, etc., etc. But when they get in, it's party time.
Yeah, it's Party City.
Yeah.
All your partying needs, Laura's got it.
Ooh, caught her out of the air.
I wonder what the intuition was there from the Chocotone from that decision, right? He's like, oh, I think he's gonna neutral jump me.
Man, that started with a perfect from Clayton too.
Yeah, man.
Ooh,
Heartbreaking.
And it just went downhill from there. Oh, counter hit. Yep, gets the confirm. Again, the counter hit. And time to do combo damage. Oh, yeah, but he knew it wasn't going to kill, so instead goes for the reset. And now Chocotone at match point after getting killed by a perfect.
Bringing it all the way back. Clayton's defense is really getting tried now this time around.
But you can see right now, Clayton definitely playing a more aggressive, a lot more dashes, and a lot more buttons, which is what's going to allow Chocotone to use the armor and get in.
Oh, you tried to go for the EX command grab. Clayton gets one of his own.
Okay. Gets in there for the pressure. Wow! The jump heavy kick winning for Clayton. Yeah, but still, he tried to do something afterwards. That's not a punish. Like you said, that's -2. But he tried to do something and got stunned. And so Clayton maybe trying to reverse what happened in the first game, lose the first round, and now take the next two.
Oh, yeah,
Ow!
negating the sweep from that far away.
Okay, there's that armor again and the side switch. Here we go.
Great check from Clayton.
Oh, that
Again.
was definitely an execution error.
That's the second time we've seen Chocotone kind of use that HP elbow. I'm going to blame one of the cats. It has to be one of the cats' fault.
That's right. Oh, man. And now back to this neutral here, trying to find his way in with that fireball. Oh, the EX caught the hit.
Gets a side switch, V-reversal.
Out of there. I like that idea. Again, just don't want to deal with that Laura mix. You can see Clayton trying to play very defensively now. I like it.
Critical Art was on deck, though.
Yeah. He could have canceled that into the critical art. Out
This
of
is
there.
huge.
He could have just maybe raw critical art and punished. But instead doesn't get the punish. This means Chocotone can still take it. He can still take it.
He's still going to go for it. I like that. That's so tough. Like, there's no way you could V-reversal.
But you had
You did have V-shift.
He didn't V-shift out of that. Ooh, he had the meter for the V shift.
That would have been sick. If you V-shifted that critical art, and then if he lost again, I would have been so sad.
Oh.
I would have been so sad for Clayton.
I think at the last second, maybe Chocotone was like, wait, oh, no. You know, like, I could have.
Yeah, he didn't commit to anything either. That was,
I think it was the end of a dash, I think, that he could have recovered out of in time.
Interesting.
Oh, man, yeah. Free chips like that aren't as free as they were before, thanks to V-shifts.
It's so interesting. Chocotone getting the first sunset wheel. Now Clayton trying to find more space to kind of throw these normals out. Excellent choice.
Yeah.
To get out of that pressure against Thunderclap. Ooh, just dashing him twice over. No, sir. Clayton stopped him dead in his tracks.
That's what you got to do sometimes with Laura to get in on the opponent. But look at that. The combo off of the counter hit for Clayton, and he is at match point now. Trying to basically go full circle, win with a perfect, get destroyed, and then come all the way back around and take this.
And you only level up when you get bodied, right? So Clayton's just slowly adapting right now.
Yeah, that slide makes Thunderclap so hard to use, but here comes Chocotone. Oh, punish. Oh, that wasn't even a true punish.
And I like that covering the options, the Oki. Immediately after for Vega, but here comes Chocotone. No, just interruption after interruption.
Yeah, he missed the juggle, so it felt like Chocotone got a little confused, didn't have the meaty properly, so Clayton woke up. Here we go. Just needs one more hit. The command throw. Never mind, not a hit, but a throw. And Clayton indeed is going to advance forward into the top 8.
The poetic justice of a Vega command grabbing Laura to kill. That is pretty unreal.
Well, I mean, that pretty much guarantees, unless anybody decides to change characters, that our top 8 is going to have 8 unique characters in there, right? So it's going to be a Rashid, a Zangief, a Nash, a G. We're going to have a Nagino, sorry.
With Alex. Yeah.
Right. Clayton with Claw, Didimokof with Dalsum, and then either it's going to be
Laura.
Ryu or Laura.
Ryu or Laura? Nice. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. We're expecting to see a showdown between Paulo Web and Juninho. I'm not just saying that because it's the last game, but the way these two have been playing. Juninho was playing so aggressively with that Ryu. And without a doubt in my mind, Paulo Web with Laura, you could expect to see some sparks fly.
Yeah, but I mean, that Juninho's Ryu, again, taking out Shushu 2-0 like that. Shushu, as I mentioned, former Capcom Cup qualifier. And so, yeah, he played really, really well, really strong. And I'm excited to see what Juninho is going to do over here on this next losers match.
Who knows, man? Again, he's been throwing out fireballs like it's nobody's business. He's just chucking them. He doesn't care. He's like, yeah, I'm going to throw this fireball. I'm at the perfect space to do so.
See, that's good. We were talking about how, Zangief's niche are the throws. Ryu's niche are the fireballs.
Yes.
And to be able to see Ryu kind of get back to that a little bit, especially with like the V-Trigger. I remember when V-Trigger 1, the fireballs used to drain the meter. And
Imagine that.
And
yeah.
I came up with this whole idea like to buff him like, okay, so he can throw fireballs, but it drains much less so that way he can chuck more.
Look what you've done.
And then they were like, nah, we'll just make it drain none. And I was like, oh my God.
You hear that? You hear that, folks at home? You could blame James for that. All you Ryu players,
no, you can thank
him.
me, yeah.
All you Ryu haters,
who
blame
hates
him.
Ryu? Who hates Ryu?
I don't. I love Ryu. Man.
Ryu is like he's the classic, right?
He's
the hero.
He's one of my favorites. He's the reason why I want to rock bandanas, but I don't have enough hair to pull it off.
The first time I ever went trick or treating, I dressed in a karate gi with a bandana, white karate gi, red bandana. I didn't even know at the time, but I was cosplaying as Ryu as a child.
Wow. I didn't know that was a thing. That's so wild.
That was before Ryu was ever in a game, I think.
And here we go. As we mentioned earlier, it's going to be a very electrifying match. It's going to be Paulo Web versus Juninho, letting the sparks fly already. Fireballs against the Thunder. He read that a mile away! And Paulo Web still went for it!
Oh my goodness. Juninho, we've been talking about how well he's been playing, and then the fake, and he walks up, gets the counter hit. One more for the stun. That was the heavy punch right there.
Close to the stun right now. Paulo Web has trigger 2.
I didn't even notice that because you just assume Laura's are going to play V-Trigger 1.
Right. The mix-up potential is just so powerful, right?
Yeah.
They did buff up trigger 2 significantly, right? Yep. To get past the hurdles of fireballs now.
Okay, here we go. Time for the mix. No, doesn't go for any of the V-Trigger 2 shenanigans just yet. Oh, what? Standing medium kick anti.
What just happened?
To light Tatsu.
I got hit.
It's a genius option because it catches backdash. It'll catch throw. It was just crazy. Oh,
Juninho, man, he's that dude right now. Definitely that dude. Oh, I like that. Yeah, he whiffed the elbow. Oh, covering the V-shift.
There we go. One more hit.
Into stun. More than enough. Let it clap. The damage. The monstrosity.
See, if it's not Zangief, okay, then they're guaranteed to die.
That's fair. That's fair. We already made that mistake once.
Yes.
Even that kid in the back was like, man, that was a lot of damage. He like tilted his head back. Ooh. Next thing you know, Tasty Steve's going to bust out down the door. He's like, yeah, kid, give me that controller.
Tasty Steve's busting
Look
through
at
the
the
door.
damage.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to hear the beats shaking from down the hall, right?
Oh, man.
Shout out to Tasty Steve.
I miss that guy.
All right, Juninho, yet again. He was on the offensive, but now Paulo Web finding the opportunity. I feel like he could have.
He probably thought he was too far away maybe for the throw. Might have been able to armor through it or something. Oh, the light uppercut. Just catching her before she had a chance to do any proper meaties or anything like that.
Yeah. It's been a very interesting exchange while Trigger 2 has been active.
Ooh,
it has
3 lights into the Tatsu.
Imagine that. Even if they were crouching, it would have hit. You know what I'm saying? But like, I haven't seen too much being said with V-Trigger 2 from Laura. There just hasn't really been a real opportunity there. And if it's like, say, maybe it's to get past the fireballs and whatnot, I feel like more often than not, Paulo has used meter to surpass the fireball game more often than like V-Trigger 2, right? He went for the EX elbow. I just don't think Trigger 2 is strong enough.
I mean, it looks like we might be going to the character select, but you know, one of the nice things about having V-Trigger 1 too is you can throw the fireball, cancel into the forward dash. You can block a fireball and dash through with that. Now, obviously, that uses up the meter, so not necessarily optimal, but it is a way to use V-Trigger 1 to get through. But I have a funny feeling we're going back to the lobby here, so maybe that is what the change is going to be.
Yeah, changing him to Trigger 1, it's just too powerful, right? The mix-up potential out of that is, it just outweighs the usage between V-Trigger 1 and V-Trigger 2. Like, the opportunities you present, you get with, it doesn't matter. It's poison.
Well, okay then.
Great. Even more so, like, towards the diversity of the character roster. Now we have poison in the mix.
So now between all 16 players, we've had 16 different characters. One of the lores switching to this, and then
Great observation.
And this is why, right there, that trade, which is so annoying to projectile characters.
Oh, and that was a heavier Love Me Tender, right?
Yeah. All right, offensive V reversal. And I think that's why, one of the reasons why that V-Trigger 2 didn't work out, because you're hoping to be able to get in and mix up Ryu, but Juninho was just so hectic and just energetic with this character.
I like the idea of the jump there from Juninho, but now at a huge deficit. Paulo Web doing a great job of containing the offensive presence of Juninho.
Nice.
Let it burn. No Usher mixtape here.
All right, no more.
Ooh,
wow. Pushing her to the corner. Still a lot of... No. The Molotov's going to do its job right there.
More than enough damage. And it would have cooked him up regardless. Paulo Web.
Dude with the cane back there. Ooh, he's got some moves, too. You see him dancing after that?
He's about it. He loves this theme. The World Warrior theme, he's about it. I can see him moving his hips. Ooh.
Nice. Caught him landing, actually. Might have even been a true landing punish.
And now you see how reluctant Juninho is to throw a fireball within range of the whip.
Yeah, and he's also got the EX.
What?
Juninho.
What do you mean? That was the most Street Fighter 2 thing I've ever seen.
Laura gonna Laura. Juninho gonna Juninho. Dude, this guy.
Oh, boy.
is just going in. Not the EX. Well, there it is. It's always so deceptive, the range on that EX Love Me Tender.
-4.
Nice try.
Ooh. Oh, set him on fire. I am liking that from Juninho. Not afraid to let the Dragon Punch fly.
Just go for it. Just do it. Fast button, good range.
Yeah, it's making me think about Alpha 3 now. Go for it, man. Nobody blinked. It's just, it's too powerful.
Shout outs to Mr. Greg Irwin, the voice, actually, of that Alpha 3.
Nice. Big counter hit conversion there from Paulo Web, checking the lows on the way down, and now pushing Juninho for the first time.
What a neutral jump.
Into this corner.
So this character change has been working out because he has ways around that fire. Oh, we could have gotten big damage off of that.
Oh,
the regular uppercut again.
But that was an enhanced trigger one.
Mm-hmm. But look at this, Paulo Web, close to being able to take the. Oh, nice.
Yeah. Look at all the extra damage from the trigger.
I like that. Just use that. Push him back towards the wall. No EX Love Me Tenders.
Oh, he went for it. Still didn't bait enough. Didn't punish the throw.
Watch out for the EX. Oh,
Juninho, he smells blood. Don't you? Oh, man. You could hear the frustration. Damn it.
Juninho's so mad. He was so close with that comeback there, but then just that little kick right there. That little standing light kick going
After
over.
the V-shift, too.
Yeah.
Just right in the shins.
Yeah, I mean, I like what Juninho was trying to do. He's like, you know what, you're going to V-shift away. I should have a little bit of advantage. I'm going to try to hit a button. Didn't work out, but this poison pick definitely doing well for Paulo Web because Allura did not look strong at all in this matchup.
But it's a whole different story. As you mentioned already, Paulo Web doing a fantastic job of making these adaptations. Big whiff punish.
Yeah, I like it.
From Juninho. Back to the fireball game.
Oh, wow. I'm surprised he still landed on that. But look at the range, the distance. Kind of an auto whip punish scenario.
Just out of the range of that heavy punch.
Now she doesn't. Oh, mind's eye.
Smart.
Coming into play, but wake up 3 frames.
Oh, that would have been huge.
Far away, and that's a punish.
Nice work from Paulo Web. Keeping his composure. Juninho was making so many correct reads in that last sequence. It could have went downhill immediately for Paulo Web.
But Paulo Web showing that he's got more than just that Laura. But again, yeah, you got to be careful when you neutral jump. I've talked about before neutral jumping over fireballs so that you barely get past them, and that's
the read, James, the read on the V-shift. Juninho again.
Uppercut. Throw. We're going to the final game. Final round between Juninho and Paulo Web. This is how you close out day number 1 of CPT Brazil. Let's go.
Man, we've been preaching it all day. Brazil has some killers. Juninho, Paulo Web fighting for their lives here. On the loser's side, who's going to make it into top 8? Completely unpredictable, but we'll tell you what, Paulo sitting nearly at full critical art. Just about to get it, but at a huge deficit now. Finding a way with Love Me Tender past the fireball.
It's going to be a heartbreak for either of these players. Whoever loses. Oh, he tried to whip punish. This is going to be big damage here.
Both super talented in their own right. And now Paulo Web trying to find a way to break down Juninho.
Oh, wake up heavy kick.
You got to do it. Still has another Molotov to mix.
Oh, the new
That's
how much?
That is going to be Paulo Web eliminating Juninho. And I got to say, that was a fantastic throw bait. Man hit heavy punch so high up in the air and still was able to connect into the combo. That was so sick.
There are not a lot of characters who can actually bait out the normal throw and punish it like that, like Poison can.
Not at all.
Most of the time you go for that normal throw, like we were saying in the Alex situation, you go for the normal throw because if they jump, you could still anti-air with something. Not against Poison, because that jumping heavy punch hit way down there, and he still comboed afterwards. That was disgusting.
That was pretty nasty. Didn't I tell you it was going to be electrifying? Didn't we tell you? We prefaced this the whole time. We were just saying you had to be ready for it. It may not have been through the Laura match, but that switch up to Poison was the best decision he could have made as it propels him into top 8 from the loser side, getting ready to play off against Didimokof. And what a matchup that's going to be.
Geez.
But it's not even like, that's only one of many. Brazil fully talented. We got Nagino going up against Clayton. That's going to be, I believe, Alex versus Vega. Alex versus Vega. What?
When have we ever seen this match?
What do you mean? We have also on the winner's side, Jaleshe going up against Zangief Bolado. That's Rashid versus Zangief, and then Ronaldinho versus Dark. That's Nash versus G.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be sick. This top 8 is one you do not want to miss. I'm telling you, it's so good.
I'm telling you right now, though, shout outs to Juninho. That Ryu was ridiculous. I loved the way that he played.
Oh, I forgot he's gone already, James. It's too soon. You can't.
I love the way that he played. I love the craziness that he had, and what he was able to do in that match against Shushu, and then dismantling the Laura at first was amazing.
He has such a firm understanding of players' tendencies and makes the appropriate reason. We got to take a quick break, man. We got to recap this top 16 for you because it's been a bloodbath through and through. So when we return, we're going to recap our top 16, give you even more insight about our top 8. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with CPT.
Back after the ultimate improvement. Father! Psycho! What's up? See ya! Psycho! The legend has now begun. Burn this in your memory! I've got no choice! I've got no choice! Knock you Psycho! Whoosha! To honor Father, Big Bro will do his best.
Ladies and gentlemen, you just got a glimpse of the talent that is the Brazil region here in the Capcom Pro Tour, and we're here to recap some of those moments in Top 16, as well as give you a breakdown of what to expect for tomorrow's Top 8, Vicious with James Chen. And I gotta tell you, this event is one you really need to watch. And I'm not just saying that because some of these matches, actually majority of these matches, were extremely hype.
Dude, every week that we're doing the CPT, I just feel like the like I said, the game is just so fun to watch right now.
It's a brand new game, James.
It's a brand new.
That's what I'm saying.
The song is stuck in.
I was gonna do it. I'm not gonna lie. When you guys at home see that advertisement for that game, the classics bundle, and you hear the song, we're singing it.
We're 100%.
We sing it every weekend. It's a brand new game for a brand new week. You know?
Let's take a look at the brackets. Let's take a look at the brackets. Exactly. You can see over here, Jaleshe going up against Zangief Bolado. Again, you know, Jaleshe qualified last year. The reason why Brazil players hate Rashid.
Yes.
And, so Zangief Bolado definitely has a lot of. He's got an uphill battle here.
For sure. Yeah, it's a tall order to fill for sure.
Yeah.
And it's because, you know, Jaleshe, again, being one of the most like humble people. When you heard his interview from the Capcom finals, he was very much so about his country and his training partners. So again, big ups to him. But as we all mentioned, Zangief Bolado being the underdog in this set, we're going to see how it plays out. And with Zangief, nonetheless.
Yeah, so underdog in player and in character, I feel like. And then on the other side, we've got Ronaldinho versus Dark.
Gonna be Nash versus G.
Have we ever seen this matchup before on live?
No. I've seen it on CFN plenty of times. Never in a tournament setting.
I don't even know if I've seen it on CFN, man. Like, I didn't know these two characters were allowed to play against each other, you know?
Yeah,
it's just,
I don't know, man. That's a very interesting match that I can't even call, but I'm super excited to see it. If you saw the way that Ronaldinho was playing against Chocotone earlier, that Nash versus Laura, again, people are probably anticipating or like expecting, oh, it was going to be a bunch of Sobot kicks. Well, you were right for the first part of it, right? 3 out of the 4 hit, pretty good, but overall, just his understanding of the Laura matchup was definitely in play there, so it's no surprise that he's in the winner's side now. Dark as well with G versus Naguinho. That was just an uphill battle for Naguinho right off the bat. Using that Alex. There were so many tools that Dark used against Alex to stop him from going in anywhere in neutral.
Yeah, it was just, again, G with those long-range buttons, the level 1 fireball, that even without the presidentiality, the level 1 fireball was just causing so many problems for Naguinho trying to get in there. Really, really tough situation. But Naguinho did qualify, as we're going to see in the loser side of the bracket. Naguinho will be going up against Clayton's Vega. So it's going to be an Alex versus Vega match potentially here. Again, you know, these guys definitely have secondaries in their pocket, as we just saw from Paulo Web, right? So not guarantee that we're going to see these characters, but most likely will be Alex versus Vega. And Clayton looking really strong as well.
Yes. Fresh off of his win against Chocotone, yeah, absolutely. And Naguinho is going to be a very interesting bout, Alex versus Vega. Moving on, we have Paulo Web, who shocked us all with a surprise poison pick. And going up against Didimokof, the man who was always full of surprises himself, with Dalsim, the aggressive style Dalsim, right? It's going to be pretty high octane through and through. Didimokof being one of the favorites, absolutely. As mentioned in No Neutral as well, between Rob TV and Brian F. Paulo Web, though, pulling up pretty strong with both Laura and Poison. I think more so Poison. Poison has net him the most wins thus far.
I mean, I feel like it was definitely just a matchup kind of thing. Against the Ryu. I think the Poison just worked out, really shut down the fireball, having the ability to trade, Love Me Tender, EX Love Me Tender over them. So we saw how Juninho was able to shut down Laura, and even in the first match that he played against Shushu, how he was able to shut down just by barrage of fireballs.
Yeah.
And so that character switch actually was really smart.
I'm thinking about it, like, what if Paulo Web in the winner's side playing off against Zangief Bolado had used Poison
that's a good
off
question.
the bat? That would have been a whole different ball game. Like, I don't know, man. Like, Paulo Webb's really shaking it up. Maybe he wanted to put a handicap on himself. Like, nah, I'll play from losing side. It's fine. I'm cool.
Because I could have sworn Laura's hate the Zangief matchup, right?
I presume so, to be honest with you. But again, that's what you could expect for our top 8. Out of the top 16, which match kind of stood out in your mind the most? I do have the list right here. I can start things off for the most part. You kind of chimed in on it a little bit. Choo Choo versus Juninho was probably the most explosive and entertaining match. I legit could not stop smiling, and it threw James off so much. Right. I was sitting here smiling.
Yeah.
It's like I'm seeing like my high school crush just like walk by. It's just that kind of smile. Just the interactions.
That's a good analogy.
It's what it felt like. I'm like, this is some good Street Fighter.
Yeah.
This is some really great Street Fighter. So that was the match that stood out to me the most because of the fact that Juninho wasn't afraid to play the fireball game the way that he played it, right? He knew that there was a threat of crouching medium punch, didn't care. He knew that there was a threat of like heavy punches coming out or roundhouse, didn't care.
Right.
It was the most free-forming Ryu I've seen, like just making those kind of decisions. And it's like, I'm going to make it work.
Yeah, I think I kind of like the Alexis Nuginho match because remember, that was the one that started out with Nuginho. They were making the adjustments back and forth. Was that the match I'm thinking of
Which
right
was,
now? Nuginho versus Alexis.
It was
there.
that one, yeah. We saw Alexis kind of convert from throwing a lot of fireballs from his the way he played out in the first round of losers into a more button heavy, like with normals, trying to contest with normals.
Yeah.
And Nuginho made that adjustment. Did I say Choo Choo earlier? I meant to say Shoo Shoo. Did I say Choo Choo earlier?
I mean, it's fine. It's fine. I mean,
just want to make sure. It was brought up in my mind because of the fact that we said Nuginho incorrectly.
Oh right, yeah.
So I was like, I want to say Shoo Shoo. My bad.
Always want to try to make sure we say their names as accurately as possible. Yeah. And you know what? I forgot to mention when Juninho definitely did some of those uppercuts. I forgot to call them some farofa uppercuts, as I've been told that is their name for wild uppercuts, like named after like some food or something that they have.
Cool.
There. So
even cool.
Try to remember if anyone tries to do that tomorrow. So.
Yeah, we could try to do that. But Nuginho versus Alexis, right? You saw the adaptation being made between these two. For the most part.
Yeah. And again, there was just a lot of adjustments everywhere because I think also in Clayton versus Chocotone, wasn't that the one where Clayton got like the perfect in the first round and then all of a sudden everything went Chocotone and then Clayton still was able to clutch out. It was just a lot of good matches here, so hard to pick one in particular.
There's been so many great moments throughout the entirety of this top 16, which gets us even more excited for the top 8, as you should as well. Before we get into it, James, got a quick question for you.
Yeah.
Any parting words for our viewers at home other than you don't want to miss the top 8 because look at how stacked it is, man.
Right. There you see the top 8 bracket there. But, just make sure that you give Capcom Fighters a follow on Twitter and on Twitch as well. And make sure you click the little bell icon so that you get the notifications on Twitch for when the tournament's going to start tomorrow. Because, again, it's not even just tomorrow you don't want to miss the top 8. But like we said, I mean, gosh, I think after we did Japan, and then there was one weekend of a break, and then from there, I think it's just been like 5 weeks in a row or something like that, or was it 5 weeks in a row since the start? I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Yeah,
I don't, we had a break.
Yeah,
what?
You haven't had a break, okay?
Oh,
you've been chugging through all this.
I've been chugging through all of it, baby. So I'm cool with that. No, but I am going to be taking a step down for a little bit.
Really?
I think so.
I don't feel like it's.
We have so many events coming up. We have like the Middle East region coming up next week, and then we have the UK boys going into town. Again, you want to make sure you register now. Capcom.us/Mideast, happening June 5th and 6th, which is again the next week. We don't stop here.
And again, shout outs once again to Capcom. They've released the Champion Edition. A really, really, I mean, I forgot if we said this on stream or not, but a lot of people your friends have been saying, like, is this a good time to get back into Street Fighter V right now? If they started and they didn't continue. I think this is a great time, and Capcom always makes it so that there's this very nice, cheap way to get everything except for this season. So you only need to buy one game at a smaller price already, and then one season pass, and you'll have the entire content bundle.
I've had, those people actually came up to me at our round 1 because after the event I did with Marine, I was showing Marine around like just the area, right? And there's a round 1 here. It's an amusement center with like a bunch of fighting games, right? We had Street Fighter 5, and she was destroying everybody. She was a cheater. And then like they came up to us, hey, you're vicious, right? Like I got a question, like, hey, are you like should I get into Street Fighter V? Because a lot of people are like starting to play more. I'm like, yeah, man, it is great where it's at right now. And he's like, yeah, I used to play before, took a backseat to a little bit. I'm like, yo, if you're trying to jump in, this is the best time to do so. And I really do mean that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're sitting here on the Capcom Fighter
but
stream,
no,
but
I mean, like,
we
do you
mean
see the
like,
balance that's been happening? Like, do you see the diversity in the characters?
I mean, Rose has been fantastic. What the preview we've seen, I can't wait for Oro. I
And
can't
Akira.
wait for Akira.
That's what I'm talking about. That's
Dude,
what I'm talking about.
I'm so excited for all the stuff that's happening in Street Fighter V. Look, all you people out there are probably like, you guys know who the fifth character. We don't know anything, dude.
Never.
We don't know.
Never, ever. I don't know anything.
And I'm excited to find out who that last character is.
I
Yeah.
am too. I'm more excited about this top 8, though. Again, you guys do not want to miss it. From all of us, our desk, to you guys at home tuning in, we appreciate you guys. Hit us up for any of the knowledge with the Brazilian community, whether we're saying the names wrong or if you have any insider information as to how they came up with these names or any particular terms you would like to see heard in regards to the special moves. Keep it friendly, by the way.
Yeah.
Let us know on social media. Again, it's been an absolute pleasure to see this community get their spotlight, and I'm looking forward to a lot more of it in the top 8.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well said for me. Enough from me. Guys, just make sure you tune in tomorrow for the top 8. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and have a great rest of the day.